Hey guys, Kevin here from the Strictly Broken TCG team. We are here once again for episode 20 of the best ever Weiss Schwarz set review show, Marvel. Now it's been 20 episodes, technically 22 if you count the 2 half episodes, but it's been quite a long journey now that we finally hit the big 2-0. Hopefully we'll continue that into 2022, as this is the last set review show for 2021. As always, I would like to give a big shout out to our 2 sponsors, Nova TCG, who gave us this opportunity to do the shows, and Weiss Tea Time, who provides us with all these slides for us to do the show. With me today, I have my usual co-host, Mr. Jason Malik.
Whoa.
And for our special guest this time, we have Mr. Alex Laundry, aka Paru.
Laundry.
Yeah.
It's Landry, my guy.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm so happy to be here today, talking about my boy Benedict Cumberbund.
Can you also turn into a cute dragon, Alex?
I cannot.
Unfortunate. All right. What am I missing here? I'm supposed to say something. Oh wait,
Thanks to our sponsors.
Yeah, I already said thanks to our sponsor.
Unfortunately,
this set is a Japanese exclusive, so distributors from Japan, distributors outside Japan will not get the set, which includes Nova TCG, but Nova is getting the set from Japan to sell to you guys. He's working really hard to get that for you guys done, but unfortunately, he won't be able to get anything up on his site for about 2 weeks, so not until the New Year's happens, actually. So that's quite unfortunate, but watch out on the Facebook post on Nova TCG's Facebook page. They'll definitely announce when they get Marvel up there. If you haven't bought everything yet, I guess mostly you guys who are foil hunters will be wanting to see if Nova gets any of the foils you are missing. So just wait on that. We'll have a special announcement at the end of the stream. It'll be something related to what we'll be doing next week for streams, because there's no set reviews or anything, and it is the holidays and the end of the year, so we'll do a special stream for that. I'll let you guys know all about that at the end of the stream. So I guess enough about promotion. We'll talk about our actual set review. So for each card, we'll rate a card from 1 to 5. 1 being cards that are generally not good, not worth picking up. 2s are cards that are pretty generic, like 1 or 2 staples, or like niche cards that you might put in your deck if you want to play like a niche type of deck. 3 stars are cards that are either 2 stars or 4 stars. We are not sure yet. It could be either a niche pick, or it could be actually really good, and you probably want to put in every deck. We are not quite sure yet. It still needs to be tested out. For us, we go, as I said, with 4 stars. 4 stars are you're going to be your 3 to 4 staples. These cards are cards you definitely want to pick up. And these are cards that will very, very likely to see plays in your deck in multiple copies. 5 stars are cards that are set defining. These are cards that makes you want to pick up the set, makes you want to buy into the set. These will be the highlights of the set. Any last word from you two before we start?
I love anime. I mean,
I don't.
Comic
This
books.
is not anime.
Comic books.
All right.
I love Marvel.
Today I'll be reading cards, and then Jason will do a little commentary, and we have the full in-depth analysis from our boy Paru here. All right.
I love Marvel.
Starting off, we'll start off with the TD plus highlights. Fortunately, not every card in TD is good enough to look at. Lots of them are pretty much just ones. So we'll go over just the highlights that were picked out from our man Paru.
Woo!
Alright, starting it off, we got 00 Hulk. Continues, if 2 or less stock, this gains 1500 power. So 2 less stock, this card is 4k.
Yeah, cards standard 4K oversized. 2 or less stocks are pretty popular. Pretty popular condition. It's playable. It's Hulk.
It is Hulk. That's true. I mean, it's just a 4K oversize. If it's relevant in your scene, right, there's a lot of 3K or 3500 clean cuts that you're trying to defend against. Hulk is your guy here. The set does have other oversize options. So this is pretty much just if you specifically want a yellow 4K. It's really niche, but some people might choose to play it, so I'm going to give it a 2.
Okay. Also good yellow splash.
Yeah, that's the main point. Yellow splash.
Yes, yellow splash is lacking a bit, or easily splashable yellows are lacking.
All right, next we have 1-0 Thor. Continuous during your turn. If you have another Marvel character, this gains 1500 power, so it'll be 6k. And auto climax combo when this attacks. If you have the choice CX picture below in your climax area, and you have another Marvel character, you can look at the top up to 4 cards from the top of your deck. Choose up to 1 Marvel character or Mjolnir event. I'm saying that right. From among them, Mjolnir.
Yeah, Mjolnir.
Show it to your opponent, add a hand, and send the rest to waiting room.
Yeah, it's a Magro. It grabs the event that's relevant. Also helps you have a Thor on name for actually being able to play the card. So, and the card's 7k on attack. I think it's pretty decent, especially for a TD card. Good power line.
Yeah, I mean it's a Magro combo. Unfortunately, I think the competing level 1 combo in this set, like the most popular option, also kind of does almost the same thing. So Thor probably won't see as much play, but the event that Thor works with requires you to have a Thor on stage. So if you're trying to get the most out of the event, you'd want to play along with this combo. So I guess we'd give the Thor level 2 combo just a 2, or level 1 combo just a 2, because it's fairly niche. Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right, next we have 3-2 Hulk Smash. Deal 2 damage to your opponent.
Deals 2 damage. Pretty. I don't know if this is actually how well this is costed for a damage event, but with yellow seems kind of rough. Shock is a good magic card. Facts.
Yeah, it's just a pretty much exactly on spec. Pay 2, discard a card to burn 2 to your opponent. I don't really see any opportunities right now where this card could be played, but it is kind of cute that it's just an event that does straight up damage. And these kinds of events have seen play before. I don't see anything happening with it now, but it could happen in the future. I just give this a 2 right now. This is a pretty niche tech you could put in.
All right.
Sugoi.
Next,
Yeah, TD.
Next, we have 1-1 Black Widow. When you use this card's backup, reveal top card of your deck. If that card is a Marvel character, add a hand and discard 1. It's also a 2k backup. We often call this a Leaf counter.
Leaf punches are sick. Being in your TD probably makes it a little bit more expensive than it needs to be, but it's always good to see you have one at least.
Yeah, Leaf counter's sick. You have an early play that gains power when you use an act, so this is one of your best options for defending it on defense. I think the most unfortunate part of this card is that the foil looks 10 times worse than the non-foil does. And I mean, we're kind of on a string of 2s right now, but this card is going to get a 2 as well. It's nothing special, but you'll probably play a few copies if you want to counter your deck.
Role player cards.
Yeah.
Alright, next we have 3-2 Iron Man, which is placed on stage from hand. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Choose one from among them, add your hand, send the rest waiting. Auto climax combo when this attacks. If you have the door CX picture below in your climax area, you may pay 2. If you do, send the bottom 4 cards of your opponent's deck to waiting room, then deal X damage to your opponent. X is equal to the number of level 0 cards sent to waiting room by this effect. Climaxes are considered 0 for this effect.
So I believe the last time we saw an effect like this was the Kyaru from Precone, except that was on play of the climax. Notably, I think being on attack is like significantly better because it means your stock thresholds are better. But that was on a standby, so that had technically like cost reduction on it. But I mean, it's technically better than Icy Tail by like a pretty significant margin. You play what 24 zeros versus 8 climaxes, so.
Yeah, so Kyaru also pay 2 for the same effect?
Pay 2 on play.
But hers was on climax play. Right, okay. So I do think that this card is pretty cool. You're getting to, because it triggers off zeros instead of hitting climaxes, God help you if you actually whiff this card. That's going to be pretty unlikely with you know how many zeros most decks are playing now. It does grab its own climax, which is nice. It can also dig into copies of other cards at level 3. Unfortunately, there's not really any defensive stuff to get into. The thing about this card is that it combos on a door, and there, I think, are 2 cards in the booster that kind of want you to play an 8-door climax lineup. So if you decided to go along with that, this would be your second combo. I'd give this card a 3 because I think it's a little bit better than, you know, your standard trial deck combo. It's possible that triggering off zeros might make it even better than the other combos in here, but you know, it's nothing super special. So,
All right. 0-0 Hawkeye. At the start of your encore step, if you do not have any other rested characters in your front row, you may pay 1 if you do rest this. So it's a hard encore. Basically, I would just pay 1 encore, fake encore. When this is reversed, if the battle point of this is level 0 or lower, you may send that character to the bottom of your opponent's deck. So it's a level 0 bottom deck bomb.
Yeah, I mean, this is the copy of the Sayo from Pangdream. I mean, that was like a good card when you didn't have plusing zeros. Pangdream lacked them. I think this set has better ones, but good to see another one, I guess.
yeah, I mean, this is pretty much just you're gonna go for this card if you specifically need a 500 power bomb. You know, if you have not like Kaban, because Kaban's kind of doesn't exist anymore, but you know, other 500 power cards that go to memory and do some other broken effect. If you're trying to answer those, you know, you're gonna want this card probably over the other 500 power bomb that's in the set, because it also functions as a plusing zero. So I'd give this a 2. It's just a niche card. You know if you need it, basically.
Right. Yep. 0-0 Captain America. When this is placed on stage from hand, this turn this gains 1500 power, so it's 3k on play. When this card is sent from stage to waving, you may pay cost by discarding 1. If you do, look at the top 4 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 level 1 or higher card from among them, show it to your opponent, add to hand, send the rest to waiting room. So this is often known as a Chiri or a Fuka.
Yeah, good card to see in a set that has a lot of events, for sure.
Yes, the set has a few good events, and I mean, it beats a good power at level 0. It's 3k, grabs whatever you might need going into level 1. I think that Chiaris are just really solid in general. You get the early deck speed, the early hand filter. If it was traded, I would give it a 5. Unfortunately, it's a level 1. I'm just going to give it 4. Just a 4, you know.
Traded
Just a 4.
Yeah, just a 4. Just a 4, that's all.
Opium.
Alright, thank you, Mr. Ragnarok64, for the 3-party raid. Glad
Hell
to see
yeah,
you guys down here
let's go!
for this amazing show. That is it for the TD highlights. I should have said something about the raid end, but whatever.
By the way, is that the first 3-color TD?
Definitely not. I remember there's some other ones, but they're definitely not common.
Okay.
Alright, since that was like pretty short one for the TD, we'll go straight into the next color without a break. Right? Okay, we're gonna start with 0-0 Star-Lord. This ability activates up to twice per turn. When your other Marvel characters are placed on stage from hand this turn, this gains 1k power. So you play 2 characters after this gains 2k power to be 4k. And when this card's battle opponent is reversed, choose one of your other Marvel characters, rest it, and move it to an empty back row slot, often known as a clean cut.
Clean cuts are usually pretty desirable effects to have. You'd rather have it in your set than not. This one notably also gets to 4k at max, which is a good number to be able to reach. Means you can tie oversizes, which is cool.
Yeah, definitely. 4K recently with after Little Busters and Zombieland, 4K is kind of becoming the new standard power for clean cuts. You tie with oversizes, you get over annoying 3,500. You know, not oversizes, but like the 3,500 utility cards at 0. This card, the only downside with this card is that you do need 2 other cards to play with it. It's not like the Zombieland one where it gets power when another character attacks. So if your runner lives, you play this clean cut, and then you play a 3rd card to clean cut. Your clean cut's only at 3,000 power, unless you have another card to throw into your back row. And the second issue with this card is that this set has a really good summon Ricky that basically takes power away from this card, because you're not getting the benefit of playing this, then playing the Salvage Ricky, then playing another, or Summon Ricky, and then playing another thing. So it's only going to be swinging for 3k or maybe only 2k if you don't have another card to play. It is still a clean cut. It is still a good plussing 0, especially in yellow. Yellow's struggling out there. I would just give this card I would probably give this card a 3, just because of those issues that I noted. While it does still fulfill the yellow plussing 0 slot.
Right.
All right.
Next, we have 3-2 Hulk. If you have 2 less climaxes in your waiting room, this gets -1 level in hand. When this card is placed on stage from hand until the end of your opponent's next turn, this gains 4 or 5 power. And it gains the following ability: during this card's battle, all players cannot play backups from hand. When this card's battle opponent is reversed, you may pay 1. If you do, deal 1 damage to your opponent. Then at the end of this turn, deal 1 damage to yourself.
Yeah, so this is like it has the Shirogane EP profile. We've been seeing this a lot lately. Not every set is running them. Notably, I think Shirogane was like the big one that everybody ran, and I don't think any other set's been playing it recently. But being one of the only other ones that has a damage ability tacked onto its effect when it reverses something, I think makes it a lot better than others.
Oh, sorry, I totally blanked there.
No worries.
Yeah, no, this card is really, really excellent, I think. You're hitting that huge power, living cross turn. The card itself is going to be possibly dealing 3 instances of 1 with it. Doing 1 on the first turn, 1 when your opponent's forced to swing back into it, and then just swinging it into a third character on your next turn. There's a back row that helps him not have to burn yourself. And I think that this is like a really good sort of level 2 to play towards. The only issue is that it's going to get pretty slot intensive, because you need to play that level 2 along with this, and you need to have both sculpted, and you have to be in that correct deck state in order to early play them. So just because of kind of everything has to, tie together just right, but when it does, I think the payoff for this card is like absolutely nuts. I'm gonna give it though just a 4, just because there are those situations where you're either not sculpted properly or you're not gonna be able to early play it, so you just have 2 dead cards in your hand basically.
It was bad.
Yeah.
All right, next we have 3-2 Thor. When this is placed on stage from hand, search your deck for up to 1 Marvel character or Mjolnir, whatever. Show it to your opponent, add it to hand, and then shuffle your deck afterwards. A Climax combo: pay 1, discard 1 Marvel character or the event. When this attacks, if you have the choice CX in your Climax area, you may pay the cost. If you do deal X damage to your opponent, then this turn just gains 3k power, so be swinging at 14k with the CX. X is equal to the number of the event in your waiting room.
Yeah, so this is it's a cantripping level 3 that technically makes itself more modular.
It doesn't cantrip. It searches.
It searches 1. Yeah, it's cantripping.
Don't we count that as a cantrip?
Cantripping is replacing itself in your hand.
Okay.
Cantripping is not drawing. Okay. Anyhow, so it replaces itself in your hand while also technically letting you make your burn more modular, because it can discard its own event for its cost, which is pretty notable, but not healing might be an issue. What do you think about it, Alex?
I think that this card is pretty cool. I do wish it healed. I'm part of Heal Gang now. Searching is pretty good though. You're guaranteeing that you get other copies of it or the event, so you're being able to set up proper burn numbers. He does swing huge, and it is kind of like cheap for what it is. I guess my biggest problem with this deck is that being forced to play events can like really kind of cut into your deck slots, and this set doesn't really have fantastic healers outside of its climax combos. So if you do need to heal at level 3, you're pretty much locked out of that unless you want to play down more copies of your early play, and then you're missing out on these extra instances of damage. I am going to say that this card gets a 3 because it is pretty strong, but I don't think it's going to be the, the choice that people make. That not intended.
Especially sad part is the event forces you to play more Thor cards.
Does let you
I
play
don't
into
think the
Hulk
event
better,
is
though.
particularly amazing, just because it requires a Thor on stage.
Yeah. Does let you play Hulk better though, because he is one of the cheaper combos.
Only 7
That's
stock to
nice.
triple.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Kaguya, dude.
Alright, next we have 0-0 Mantis. At the start of your climax phase, you may look at the top card of your opponent's deck. Act Rest this. Choose one of your characters. This turn gains 1k power and the following ability. When this card's battle opponent is reversed, you may send a character stock. If you do, put the bottom card of your opponent's stock to waiting room, so it's like a stock kick.
Yeah, it's a stock kick that if you wanna make sure, if this is a clock, actually, if this is a clock kick, the climb looking at top of their deck would be a little more relevant. But I think these stock kick effects are usually always pretty desirable to have the option to play for metas.
Mm-hmm. So I really love these, tap a character to give them removal on reverse effects. Like, I tried to jam as many copies as I could into Da Capo Anniversary when I played that a whole lot. The first effect is, I think, more often than not going to be pretty irrelevant, unless you're trying to, set up cheeky sides. The second effect, though, is very strong. You're getting that extra 1,000 power. You're getting that removal effect, which is really, really good, especially against decks like, Slime or Standby when they're relying on big 1/1s with Hand Encore. I mean, I just think these effects are really strong, especially right now. I'm actually going to give this card a 4 because it is one of the better acts in the set when act is pretty desirable at level 2. And the removal effect is, I think, especially strong.
Very nice. Love it.
Alright, very cool.
Yeah.
Alright, next we have 0-0 Groot. When a climax with a wind trigger is placed in your climax area, choose one of your characters. This turn it gains 1,500 power. It's also Act Brainstorm 5 for wind CXs to salvage a character.
I'm Groot.
Man, this card really kind of makes you think, 8 wind might be pretty good. Unfortunately, I think this is the payoff card for 8 wind. You get a 5-card salvage brainstorm and not a whole lot else. I'm gonna say this probably just gets a 2. It's part of a niche kind of off deck, but it does tie that specific deck up pretty nice together.
Starting up the first card to show the new 8 win deck. That'll be better than Sal, right?
Haha.
Let's see. Alright,
And
0-0
possibly.
Hulk. Continuous. You cannot play events or backups from hand. And when this card's battle opponent is reversed, you may pay 1, clock yourself 1 from the top of your deck. If you do, choose one Marvel character from your waiting room, add to hand.
It's it's like the Kuro from one of the older Ilya sets. That card didn't really see much play, but maybe this card being yellow for fix if you want to play Hulk. And I don't know, maybe it's more playable in this set than it was in Ilya.
I do think this card fulfills the slot of a yellow plussing 0 pretty nicely. 35 is it's probably more likely to survive than not, but a lot of sets can out 35s if they draw, the correct cards. The other effect, it looks pretty cool on paper, right? You can get this repeatable salvage Ricky effect. I think the issue is that since it triggers so early on in the game, salvage Ricky, it's not going to have a whole lot of good targets available early on, unless you're dropping your level 1 combo early with the intent on getting it back with this card, kind of like what AOT did. I think I really liked this card at first, and I've kind of fallen off of it. I'd give it a 2. It is possible that this is really good, but you know, I'm just starting to gravitate towards other things instead after I started to consider the weaknesses of this card.
Alrighty. Next cardo.
1-0 Rocket. For each of your Marvel character, this gains 500 power. So with a full board, this card is 6k cross turn. Climax combo, when this attacks, if you have the Win CX in your Climax area and you have 2 or more other Marvel characters below the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck, if there's a Climax amongst those cards, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, choose up to 3 Marvel characters from among them, show them to your opponent, add them to hand, send the rest to waiting room. Then this turn, this gains 1k power, so be swinging it like 8k.
This card is like extremely win more. You are, I think on average, it's gonna whiff and it's gonna feel bad, but when you hit it,
Yeah, this is you know, this is part of the 8-wind package, Guardians of the Galaxy card. Guardians of the Galaxy theme that they have going on in the set. This card has, I think, you know, there's the potential of, oh, I just mill my opponent's top 3 climaxes at level 1. I'm so good. Now they're at level 3 and I'm at 1-4. I also think that there's the potential of, oh, my opponent has 1 climax and 12 cards left in their deck. And now in order to do my level 1 combo, I have to help my opponent reach a better deck state early on in the game. I think this card is just like so poor in the early game because you're helping your opponent reach their first refresh faster that I can't really give this card, I don't think, anything more than a 1. It's just 2 win more, and the fail case is terrible. You get nothing and your opponent's in a better deck state.
Smooch. Okay,
Yeah.
what it is for your boy Rocket.
Oh yeah, it's sad, dude. It's sad.
the only
Someone
level
wouldn't
1 win,
check
right?
it out. It's not optional, so you can't even decide. I'm gonna leave your cards in deck. You have to mill your opponent. Yeah,
Good
I'm sorry.
combo.
This gets a 1 for me, guys.
Feels bad, man. 2-1 Thor. When you use this card's backup, send X cards from the bottom of your opponent's deck to waiting room. X is equal to the number of your Marvel characters. It's also a 3k backup.
Wow, it's like the Beaufort backup. It's nice to have, for sure.
I think this card's like kind of difficult to rate because when I think of these mill backups, I think of Love Live Sunshine playing theirs and then using the level 3 that shuffles cards back into your opponent's deck, so that you're, you know, milling off 5 cards and then deciding which 4 of those are going back into your opponent's deck, basically. I kind of just don't see a point in using it, to be honest. Like, it's kind of just like a 3k counter. Sometimes you mill your opponent's deck. Sometimes you mill it optimally for you. Sometimes you mill it optimally for them. I think I'd rather just play a backup that consistently does the same thing every time, instead of relying on this kind of coin flip effect. If they had a card that shuffled stuff back into your opponent's deck, I think it's a little bit more valuable, but yeah, I don't think it does anything most of the time. You know, it's not a 1 because it's not bad, but I'd probably just give it a 2 because it's going to be really
Yeah,
specifically good or bad.
very medium most of the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Oops.
Alright.
Next, we have 2-1 Drex. During your turn, for each of your Marvel character, this gains 1500 power, so it'll be 12k if you have a full board. And when a climax with a win trigger is placed in your climax area, look at the top card of your deck, keep it on top, or send it to waiting room. And this turn, this gains the following ability. When this card's battle opponent is reversed, you may put the top 2 cards of your deck into stock, so it's a +1 stock.
So this is like your level 1 combo, except it's not level 1. Because you can't play Rocket. Sick.
Yeah, this is another one of those 8-wind payoff cards.
Smile.
I suppose it does actually hit like a pretty good power at level 2. You know, it is swinging at 12k before any assists or climaxes, and then it basically just has a climax combo with any wind to blind stock 2 on reverse. 8-wind does have a few cards that trigger off of triggering winds. You know, it's like pay one to draw or pay one to salvage. So you do have ways to utilize that stock, but I don't think that blind stocking the top 2 cards of your deck at level 2 is a very safe game plan to have. I think this could go very badly very fast. If you've ever played, 2 Soul Bar Little Busters, they played a combo similar to this, and man, you either could win the game by blind stocking 6 clean cards or refresh with 2 climaxes on your following turn. I would probably give this card a 2 just because it is swinging at a decent number and you do have a way to utilize that extra stock. But it does fit in a very niche deck.
Alright.
Alright. So
3-2 Gamora. When this is placed on the stage from hand, look at the top X cards at the top of your deck. Choose up to 1 card from among them, add to hand, and then send it to waiting room. X is equal to the number of your Marvel characters. When this card attacks, you may pay 1, discard 1 card. This turn, this gains 2k power and gains the following ability. When this card's battle opponent is reversed, you may deal 1 damage to your opponent.
So, Misakuro burn. I don't know how desirable that is nowadays, but I guess it's nice to have a check X. I don't know if there's any other like good check X's in this set, but I mean, if your check X is doing something, that's usually pretty nice, at least if you really want one.
Yeah, having extra climax assurance at level 3 that also kind of fills the slot of another finisher. I think those kinds of cards are pretty welcome. I don't have an issue with this card if I specifically wanted a extra way to guarantee climaxes and I was already in yellow. I'd probably consider 1 to 2 copies of this in pretty much any deck, but it's not nothing crazy. I give this card a 3 actually, just because when it's fulfilling its role, it is going to be a pretty good card.
Okay.
Next, we have 0-0 Thor. When this is placed on stage from hand, choose one of your Marvel characters. This turn, it gains 1500 power. When this is reversed, if the battle opponent is level 0 or lower, you may send that character to stock. If you do, put the bottom card of your opponent's stock into waiting room.
It's a stock bomb that pumps power. If you need power pump on your zeros, it's there. And it's hard to move, which is cool.
I think this is one of your 3 probably cards that you would choose to play with the like Mjolnir 8 choice deck. It's a 500 power bomb and it pumps power. If you decide that the power is better than the potential plus, you play this one instead of the blue one. It's basically whatever color you're in. What did I give the blue one? A 2? This gets the same score.
You don't think power pump is more relevant than the hand encore?
It's pay 1. It's pay 1 encore.
It was the hard. Yeah, it's the hard encore, right? It's like the pay 1.
So power. So yeah, you're right. The power is going to be more relevant throughout the game. The pay 1 plus is going to be better at the start of the game. If you think this card is better than I do, I would completely understand. I'm gonna just stick with my current 2 rating for this one.
All right.
Sounds good.
2 is fine. Alright, 0-0 Loki. All your other Marvel characters gets 500 power. In this act, pay 2, restless, search your deck for up to 1 Marvel character. Show it to your opponent, add to hand, and shuffle your deck.
He's it's kind of an old card. Like this is something you would have seen a long time ago. I'm not really sure how good or bad it is, but
yeah.
What do you think of it, Alex?
I think that I played this card in
I'm deferring this.
Some other set. I don't even remember, dude. This is
Contact
not
this, right?
Yeah. Oh, Osamatsu played this card, right? I think that back when Osamatsu did exist. You're right. My bad. I think this is just kind of too vanilla. Pay 2 to search nowadays is pretty high pretty high bar for a +1. I'd probably just give this card a 1, to be honest. I feel like you have better assists and you have better pluses available to you.
It feels bad for Loki.
Yeah, Loki got shafted, dude.
No flavor in this either, I think.
No, right? The Loki cards are just kind of boring. Spoiler alert.
Reno.
Sag.
Alright, next we have 00 Groot. Send this to waiting room. When your other Marvel character is sent from stage to waiting room, if this is your back row, you may pay the cost. If you do, return that character to stage in this former slot rested. So it's a field encore. Act, rest this, choose one of your Marvel characters. This turn, it gains 1500 power.
Alright.
This card's on the ban list.
So this is on the ban list.
This just got hit on.
This effect, I like this effect a lot. I've been playing with this effect for like a pretty long time before it was hit with Hibiki, but it's very dependent, I think, when it's actually good.
Yeah, so I think that, you know, both of these effects are solid. 1500 is a good amount of power. The sack self to save, basically you're just giving a card one time hand encore. I think that the biggest slight against this card is how good the main level 1 combo in the set is, and how that level 1 combo in no way synergizes with this card. I can't think in my head of like a really good target that you'd want to be saving with this Groot. So I'll give it a 2 just because I think that the utility it provides is really good. I just don't see how it would play out well in this set specifically.
Right. 00 Drax. When this is placed on stage from hand, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a Marvel character, this turn, this gains 2k power, so it'll be 4k. When it attacks, you may discard one. If you do, choose one of your other Marvel characters, return it to hand. I think people call this like Maid Asuna or something.
Yeah, the Maid Asuna.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a fine effect, I think. I don't really have too much to say about this kind of card. It's like, if you could find a reason to use it, it can be a pretty cool card. I just find it hard to find that reason.
Yeah, you know, you don't really have any super amazing like on play effects that you'd want to be recycling turn after turn with this. And then it is kind of only relevant at 0 because it's only swinging at 4k, 5k with a climax. So it's, you know, the opportunity to use it is pretty small, and then I don't really see any great opportunities to use it. Unfortunately, I think I'd give this card a 1 just because I don't think I'd ever want to like sleeve this up and play it in this set. Even more so than the Groot we just looked at. Yeah.
Alright. Next we have 10 Mantis. When your character's trigger check reveals a climax of a win trigger, you may pay the cost. If you do, draw 1. When this is reversed, if the battle opponent's cost 0 is or lower, you may send a character to stock. If you do, put the bottom card of your opponent's stock to waiting room.
So it's more win synergy. It's nice that you have like an extra way to turn, I think, wins into plussing triggers. It makes them feel a little bit more playable, but you do still lose a stock, which is probably a pretty big deal, especially because win doesn't always bounce.
Yes. I think that last thing you mentioned, losing the stock, does suck, but you know they were gifted that Drax above that tries to save you from your stop crunch. Stop and then cost 0 bombs, you know, unfortunately they're just not as good right now with standby being really strong, you know, Mushoku being kind of a powerhouse at the moment. This isn't gonna do anything against them. I'd give this a 2 just because it is, you know, a pay 1+ and it is a bomb, but it's only really going to go in that specific 8 wind deck, and cost bombs are just not as good as straight up level bombs right now.
This is a better plussing level 1 combo than your actual win combo.
Yeah, this is a more consistent plus probably than actually just attacking 3 times with rock. Okay, maybe that's not true. Your opponent probably has a climax in their top 9 cards, right?
Yeah, you get like you only need to hit once, dude. Come on.
Yeah, hit once and then
If it's Ryan, that Rocky's broken, by the way.
You hit one, You mill 6 clean cards from your opponent, you hit 1, and then you check top 3 CXs, then you cry.
Drax is a sleeper for 8 standby. Trust.
Okay.
What?
Wait, but Drax only works off wind. Oh wait, this Drax 8 stand? What? Okay, whatever.
It's okay. He'll tell us during the break. He'll tell us. During the
Okay.
break.
Okay.
What are you talking about the 2-1 Drax, dude? Come on.
1-0 Gamora. During your turn, this gains 4k power, so 7k your turn. When the climax of a wind trigger is placed on your climax area, look at the top card of your deck, put it on top of your deck, or send to waiting room. Then this card gains the following ability for the turn. When this card's battle opponent is reversed, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a level 1 or higher card, add to hand.
Okay, so this is actually your level 1 combo. Okay, sick. This is your level 1 combo.
Yeah.
Alright, we solved it. 8 wind is playable. You just slam 4 Gamoras and an empty wind.
I mean, actually, okay. So, would you really play an empty wind though over like some amount of the Rocky?
I don't think I want to play the Rocket at all.
Yeah, you're right. It is pretty rough. I do think this Gamora is pretty good. You know, it's swinging at 8k with a wind down, so it's probably getting its reverse. Card's big and it pluses with any climax. I think that it's pretty good. It's again, just like the Mantis we'd looked at before, it's locked to 8 wind, and I don't think 8 wind is particularly amazing, so I can only really give this card a 2.
Alright. 2. Will a wind support card get higher than a 2? We'll find out.
No, it's.
You don't spoil it.
I'm sorry.
1-0
I guess all
Hulk.
the wind cards, isn't it?
No, there's like the
Oh,
rocket
we're missing
level
one.
assist,
We're missing
yeah.
one.
Are we?
Yeah, we're
No,
missing
we're missing
one.
2.
Yeah.
We're missing 2. We're missing 2.
There's
Alright.
2 more?
1-0
There's 2
Hulk.
more.
During your turn for each of your Marvel character, this gains 500 power, so 6-5 on your turn. When this card's battle opponent is reversed, if you have the choice CX in your climax area and you have another Marvel character, search your deck for up to 1 Marvel character, show it to your opponent, add to hand, and shuffle your deck afterwards. Then choose one of your characters. This turn it gains 1k power.
I mean, this is it's a Shimakaze, right?
Shimakaze is kind of like a Minami. Outing.
Kinda, but 7-5 makes the next one 8-5, I guess.
Dude, they just
Okay.
keep like creeping these Shimakaze numbers, huh?
Yeah, but why play that when you can play a Korone?
That's true. At least it does try to help you get 3 lanes over. When, you know, I do love Korone. I play the card in my Hololive deck, but sometimes it's crash 2 lanes, 1 Korone swinging over and getting all the reverses, and then you're leaving 2 empty lanes. This does at least try to help you. This does at least try to help you get those, you know, all your characters over lanes.
Try.
I think I don't think it's terrible. I just think that you have better options available. Unfortunately, this is just a 2 for me. But like I said, I don't think it's terrible. As a budget option,
if
go
Mushoku
for it.
gives you 1 sugar lane, you can tie their 8-5-1-1s.
Okay, there you go.
And then they counter 1 and then you lose.
Okay, sure. I got you.
Yeah.
I remember when the Vivid Strike level 1 combo was a 7k Shimakaze, and I was like, oh, this is so nuts.
7k so
It
big.
was a double R.
Wow, see how far we came from that double R to this uncommon.
Yeah.
You know, the progression. Where's my Weiss progression series where I can just watch the fall of Shimakaze?
Oh, dude, I'd watch that. Someone get on that.
2-1 Rocket. Oh shit, another one.
Yeah, 2-1 Rocket. It's a level assist and auto pay 1 when your character's trigger check reveals a climax of a wind trigger. You may pay cost. If you do, salvage a Marvel character.
This is also better than his level 1 combo. Very cool. Yeah. It's like a selective hand fix.
Yeah, this guy's fucking
the
arm is
selective
buff as fuck, but his underarm looks
Yeah.
pretty skinny.
Whoa, it's a cute card. Yeah, it's a card.
This is a level assist that you play if you're playing 8 win. At least this one your pay 1 plus is selective. So you know all those climaxes that Drax is putting into your stock. At least you're able to pay them and get something good out of it, like with this card.
True.
Again, I mean it's 8 win blocked only, and I don't think any of this stuff is like good enough to be a good payoff for it. I'd give this card a 2 because I think it's good, but only in that 8 wind deck.
Yeah.
This card. Soon it'll be a 3. Ah, here's a 3, right? Copium. 3/2 Star Lord. When this is placed on stage from hand, you may heal 1. I can't confuse this garbage.
Oh, wait, that might be enough to make it a 3. That might be enough to make it a 3 right there.
It's a healer. Climax combo. When this attacks, if you have the win CX in your climax area, you may pay 1, discard 1. If you do, look at the top 4 cards of the top of your opponent's deck. Choose up to 4 cards from among them, send them to the waiting room, then put the rest back on top of your opponent's deck, and then your opponent has to shuffle their deck.
Wow. It's like the... What was it? The Notica?
That's the most common example, yeah. Notica from
I mean,
Bunny Girl.
okay,
Yeah,
so
I know it
even
came before, but...
Sorry. So I think Notica, people kind of like begrudgingly played Notica, right? It's just that they already happened to be playing a door. Might as well play a level 3 that has an okay on play effect and this effect.
Yeah, you wanted the balance.
Yeah, you wanted the balance. It was good in the mirror. I know. Man, is Chris Pratt enough to save 8 wind? Unfortunately, he is not.
This isn't Chris Pratt. This is Star-Lord.
You know what I meant. You know what I meant. No, this finisher, I don't think, other than that Notica, has ever really seen a huge amount of play.
Wait, Henology.
Well, okay. Henology didn't really
When
play
did
this.
Henology
They
ever
did.
play this card?
They did.
Yuko was this.
Yuko.
Effect, Yuko had this effect. That's played like...
People remember Yuko for her marker stacks.
Yeah, they played...
But she does have this. She does have this combo.
They occasionally played like 2 pants, maybe.
Oh, I see. Okay, so it wasn't even good enough to play the combo.
No, absolutely not. No. You
Yeah,
played
don't
like
tell
2 of it. Ooh. You played like 2 of it, and if you had to play the mirror, it could win you the game. I'm pretty sure that's actually why people played the pants, because in the mirror it was like the most playable card in the world.
Okay, yeah. I don't think this is good at all. I think this is a bad combo. You know, unlike Mocha, you're not getting that guaranteed damage on top. You're shuffling everything back and praying that your opponent kept that same compression that you shoved back into their deck. And then you don't get any sort of check on your own deck. So God knows what you're triggering, playing your 8 wins.
You're triggering wins. Hello?
You're probably triggering wins. I think... Yeah, I'm siding with Matt in the chat. This card does heal and deal, like, but I'd have to give it a 1 because other than healing, this card might as well have no text on it.
Yo, both the combos from 8 win is a 1, but everything else about the whole package is not.
It's a 2.
God.
Dick. so the deck's like a 1.5, right?
Pepe hands.
Tier 1.5?
They got shafted. They got absolutely shafted.
At least they have a whole gimmick together. They can be shafted together.
At least you can make this deck and not and say, oh, it's just my gimmick deck. But we're gonna get to my actual boy later on, and then we're gonna see some tears start coming out of my eyes.
If 8 wind is meta,
I'm making it.
You have to buy a Star-Lord. You have to buy a Star-Lord, whatever the highest rarity of this combo is.
It's like a
MR,
eat it. You have to
Wait,
eat
a fist combo? I think it only comes SR. Yeah, it's just.
Alright, yeah, you gotta eat it on stream though.
This card is probably $1. I will eat it, and then I will turn my camera off, spit it out, and turn my camera back on. You can't tell me to swallow.
Okay.
Anyways, next card. What's the next card? Tell us.
Oh, Nebula. Does she have any synergy with the Star Guardians? We'll find out. When this card is placed on stage from hand, reveal top deck if it's a Marvel character, add to hand, discard 1. When this card is placed on stage from hand, you may pay 1, discard 1 Marvel character, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 card from among them, and add to hand.
I love Kazuma. All my homies love Kazuma. They don't.
Dude, thank God we finally got to another good card. Oh my God, how long has it been? In 8 standby, this card is nuts.
The win climaxes have no foils.
Dude, you're getting your like, you know,
That's so
your old
good.
top deck filter. You know, get those big standby boys out of your hand, get them in the grave. You get that extra filter. You know, ditch another big boy. Get your standby combo to your hand. Play that shit down. Standby out a character. It's gonna be sick. I think it does only go into 8 standby. Probably. I guess you could like play some other stuff. It is climax assurance, and it does give you that extra top check. I think this card is really good. I'd give this card a 4, just because those two effects together are really solid.
We live in
Especially
a world,
when you're trying to get that filter that standby loves.
yeah, we live in a world where you have to play top check filter and Kazuma in a standby deck.
Damn, when Nebula's better than the rest of the Guardians.
Yeah.
It'd be like that. Alright, next we have 1-0 Thor. When this is placed on the stage from hand, milled 2, and this turn, in this case, X powers. X is equal to the number of Marvel characters milled times 1000. And when this card is placed on the stage from hand, you may discard 1. If you do, choose a middle or lower character in your waiting room, place on the stage in any slot.
This is a cool Thor, right, Alex? Right?
What do you actually do with this card? Wait, hang on, Matt. I gave the Nebula a 4. This card is.
Spongy
What
Brainstorm.
what do you do with this card? What do you summon with it?
Clean cut.
You
Brainstorm.
do not summon your 2K clean cut off this card, Jason.
But I give you a 3K because then you play another card.
Oh, okay, wait, no, someone actually did put it. Someone actually did make a good point. You can keep summoning more Groot back rows with this.
You mean your brainstorm?
No, you
brainstorm,
summon
didn't he?
Groots. No, you just no. The Groot that kills itself, the Hibiki.
Oh. Ew. You
Yeah.
your card for that.
I think that's like pretty much the only thing I can think of for this. Like that little cute interaction, right?
Sure.
I hate mandatory mill on play. This card doesn't even hit a great number. It's only 6K if you hit everything correctly.
Matt, it only summons level 0s. It doesn't even summon your combo. It's not Ramorous.
Yeah.
Slouch.
I don't think it's particularly great. Maybe you just like throw a copy in as like an auxiliary level 1 yellow card if you play choice.
Just the one?
Yeah,
It's
I
extra
mean,
Thors for Mjolnir.
it is extra. It has extra Thors for Mjolnir.
You said that so
I'd
begrudgingly.
give this card like a 1.99. You know, I'd give it the
All right,
2.
we round
but
up here.
the 2, but just barely. It's like a
Soft
barely a
2,
2.
got it.
Yeah, this is not a hard 2.
Yeah, this card does not make me. Okay, next card.
Shut up.
This card does not inspire joy.
1-0 Yondu. When this card attacks, choose one of the other Marvel characters. This turn, it gains X power. X is equal to that character's soul times 1000. Act, you can discard 1 Marvel character, then reveal the top card of your deck. If you reveal that Marvel character, this turn this gains the following ability: Continuous. When this card is attacking, you can instead choose one of your opponent's back row characters and treat that card as a front attack against the back row character. You know, you just attack a back row characters, dude.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, this card threw me off. I didn't realize who this was at first because he doesn't look like Michael Rooker, and that's like the only face I have associated with that character anymore. But killing back rows, it's cool.
Yeah, it's one of the most, I think, fairly costed back row killers.
Yeah, and then you
Usually
whiff, and
you
then
have to jump through. You have to just don't.
True.
Usually you have to whiff, or you have to jump through like 16 hoops, right, to kill a back row. You know what this is really sick with? This is really sick with the level 1 2 soul combo. This pumps 3,000 power to that character. I think you probably play it in that deck. The second
Guardians
effect. No, you play with the 2-soul deck.
Put the Guardians deck.
Or you could just not do that. Anyways, I think the power pump is fine. I think that the second effect is a little cheesy, but it's probably fine. I'd give this card a 2 though because it is a little bit gimmicky.
Alright, that was my Facebook view. You guys heard that?
I didn't hear any.
I heard it. Don't worry. I checked my Facebook just now. So.
Well, I'm gonna do on Facebook too. Hang on.
Alright, 2 for the back row
Matt, I don't
attacker.
know what the 2-soul cards do, but
Oh, we're gonna see then.
Oh,
S2
you don't remember? You don't
Omega
remember?
Law.
Okay, we'll see.
Oh, wait, I do remember. I do.
It was one of the craziest things.
I do.
Alright, 1-0
Okay.
Loki. When this is placed on stage from hand, it chooses one of your opponent's front row characters this until the end of your opponent's next turn. It gains 2k power. This also has hand on core, so it's a 7k hand on core. But you have to give your opponent character 2k power.
I'd play this.
No, you wouldn't.
I'd play this. I played the one in Sao.
Yeah, you know what? I think
How
this
many
one
years
is
ago?
pretty similar to that.
3, maybe
Okay.
4.
Okay.
Whenever Ordinal Scale came out.
Dude, that's like 4 years ago, dude.
I don't know, dude. It was fine. This one has hand on core. That one didn't. That one had act power.
Yeah, and I mean, so the act power that the Sugihog got, it did put her to 7k, right?
Yeah, but that also had on-stage silica, and that card was cracked.
Oh, look at that. Someone pointed out this gives power until the end of the next turn. I mean, as long as you're killing the thing.
Yeah, just kill the card.
during-
You give it to their
just
0.
Kill it. Just kill their 0. It's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's Loki,
Alright.
dude. Come on.
let's be
Yeah,
honest,
this probably gets a 1.
Are you trying to
because,
say
like,
Loki doesn't have good
Damn,
art?
fail
Come
case
on.
for this card sucks.
Man looks
Even
like
if
he's
he
about
is
to
big.
ram.
And you don't have any way to cheat him out other than standby.
Man's about to
He's a
ram something.
1-0.
Yeah, but you're forced to give the 2k. What if your opponent's field is a bunch of like 6ks?
That's so crazy.
That's not even super unrealistic.
Just tell your
Gotta
opponent not
cheat
to have
him
any
out.
characters in the front row, then you don't have to
Yeah,
give
yeah,
power.
dude, when there's no characters.
Oh
What if
my
you one
God,
lane?
dude, what are you? Bro, come on.
Oh, you summoned him off a spawn Ricky. That's right.
Yo! Cracked! Free!
Now next card.
Yeah, look, dude, that's so cracked! Come on! That's Giga Brain!
No,
he's right, he's got something.
No.
That's
Next
good,
card,
that's good.
please. Tell us about Hulk, Kevin. Tell us
It's
about
better,
him. What does he
it's
do?
better than your Thor. It's better than your
Tier
fucking
2
auxiliary
Hulk.
yellow Thor.
If you have 2 or more
Probably
other
is.
Marvel character, this gains 4k power, so it's 12k. When it's reversed, put the top card of your deck into clock, then rest this. So it's a mandatory clock on core.
There's a better 2-2 in this set, right?
Nope.
Nope, this is your 2-2.
What? No,
You play
you're
it
kidding.
standby.
You're joking, right?
I mean, look, he's big, right? You don't
Wait.
actually have to clock yourself if you're just
wait,
bigger.
wait,
Yeah,
wait,
if
you're
you're
joking,
always
right?
winning, if you're always winning, you never have to clock
Oh
yourself.
my god, this is your 2-2. Oh.
This does
Pain
not work with the
factor.
Widow Assist. Oh, that's unfortunate. Because it doesn't deal
Ugh.
damage to you. It just clocks you.
I love having to play a clock zombie.
Oh god, if this worked with the Widow, that'd be pretty disgusting, actually.
Would
That
it?
would be-
So ju-
I mean,
Yeah,
Widow
'cause it would just be
wouldn't
2-2
power
that
this.
die. It would be a 2-2 that can't die. Man, it's
Just don't get reversed.
it's your standby target. I guess it gets a 2 because you gotta play it if you're playing it standby, but man, it's not what
Guess
you
I'll
wish
wait-
you were
I'll wait and
sleeving
see the
out.
Hawkeye, I guess.
The Hawkeye is not a whole
Do
lot
we
better.
know if there's auto type cards? I'm sorry?
No, there's only semi-autos in this set.
Semi-autos? What?
Wait, we have autos. We have all these
Yeah.
autos.
We-
Hulk has an auto.
We only
Captain
play
America- I'm
we
pretty
only
sure
play
Captain
manual
America's a
cards here.
semi-auto.
Oh, like
One of the signatures.
autograph cards. No, there's no
no.
autographs.
Signatures. Okay.
Unfortunately,
No,
not.
unfortunately,
No.
there's no
I'm
autographs.
sure someone will
Stamps.
get one of these signed by the proper actor eventually, and that'll be pretty
Yeah,
sick.
dude.
If
Just-
I see
just
Robert,
bring
if
it
I
to a
see Robert
convention.
Downey Jr. on the street, I'll
Oh,
have
dude,
him
can you
sign my
imagine
Marvel combo.
an AVGR signed by Robert Downey Jr.? Oh my god,
Oh,
I'd be
man.
so wet for
Can you
that.
imagine any card signed by Stan Lee?
Oh, well, I can't
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, I can't do that.
He's
I mean, I could buy his NFT though, right? So that's like the
Oh
same
no,
thing.
dude! Ape NFTs. You can't talk about that on Twitch.
Is
Why?
it banned actually?
No, I don't know.
All right, next card.
Okay.
1-0 Mon. If you have a character with Thor in his name or the 3/2 Captain Marvel pictured below, perform one of the two following effects. First, you can either choose to have all your opponent's characters this turn and gains the following ability. This card cannot be returned to hand, moved to another slot, nor sent to memory. Or B, you can mill 2, then choose one level extra lower Marvel character from your waiting room, add to your hand, then choose one of your characters this turn against 1k power. X is equal to the sum of the levels of the card milled by this effect.
Kevin, you're getting flamed.
What?
You said Captain Marvel, not Captain America. You're stupid.
I'm sorry.
You're not sorry.
I'm not
Anyhow,
sorry.
Guys, he's sorry. Stop
This card's-
being mean to him. Stop
this card's
bullying
pretty
Kevin.
cool. I mean, like,
Yeah.
it's a tobacco. If there were better Thors in the set,
Yeah, this card has two pretty like decent modes on it, but it's really held back by that first effect. It's kind of
Play
like
Thor
how I
combo.
feel about the the Chica event.
dude,
Where
you play your
the card
TD
itself
Thor.
was good, but it was held back by the name requirement.
This card's
You are
better
not
than
playing
Chica.
the. Yeah, you probably play the TD Thor if you play this card. Actually,
It finds it too. It's cracked.
it does find it too.
It's like extra selection for your shitty selection on Magro. If you find this card
it
particularly.
is. That makes your. That's like basically a Magro for 6.
Yeah, except it's a turn.
It's a lot
later.
of cards. Man, I think this card is really sick, but it's really held back by that.
Stinky condition.
Yeah, it does have a stink condition.
Wait, but it works with Captain America.
Shut up.
Only that 3/2 Captain America though, and I don't know why you'd ever play those two cards together in the
Because
same
it's
deck.
flavor.
You're playing choice pants.
I understand the flavor.
You're playing choice
What?
pants.
Why does it work, dude? Why can you play Archer in Shiro Waifu? I don't understand. Anyways, I give this card 3. I think it's really good, and it's unfortunately held back by a stinky requirement, as Jason so eloquently
Mhm.
put it.
You're welcome.
You dude slammed this against Slime and win the game on the spot.
Yeah,
any
just explain that.
overall deck, dude, you slam against Cyclone too.
It's for the mirror.
Oh, it's for the
Just extend hand. Wait, spoiler! Shut up! You
No,
guys!
Captain
Red's next! Shut up! It's like literally the next card after the break. Shut up!
All right,
Is it really?
we're done with
I don't
yellow.
know.
Starting.
Alright, red!
And-
Woo!
All right, this was. Oh yeah, I just said the first card is gonna be the card.
No, I lied. There's a third card.
Okay,
I
It
didn't
is the
actually
third
look.
card.
you're a liar.
I just assumed.
All right,
Yeah, he's not actually smart or anything. He just
0-0 Black Widow.
Don't out me.
Act, pay 1, send a standing card to memory. If you're level 2 or higher, you look at the top 3 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 card from among them, add it to hand, and send the rest to waiting room. And an act, brainstorm, pay 1, rest this, flip over top 4 cards of your deck. For each climax you hit, salvage 1.
Yeah. This is good. I wish more sets had this. Milm is still better, but this card is pretty cracked.
Card's good. I agree.
Why couldn't Zombieland have this card?
Sometimes you don't want to mill 4 cards. Sometimes you just want to mill 2 cards. This card lets you decide, I'm just going to mill 2 cards today.
Only
And it
level
doesn't
2
even
or
cost you any extra. I know, Kevin. I know.
Yeah,
I get
but if
it.
you're
I
but
understand.
if you're Quint, you can mill 9.
Nobody
Yeah.
plays Quints.
I play Quint.
I play Quints.
Nobody plays that deck.
Chad plays Quint.
Wait,
This
I play-
this card is pretty cool. The
Yeah,
only way it could
flavor.
be better is if it didn't have a level requirement, or if you could brainstorm and then trigger the act.
How many Black Widow cards go to memory?
Like this is like the only one I think.
No,
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
there's
this
at
is
least
the
one
only-
more.
I think it's the Gwen that go to memory.
No,
If you
no, no,
look
no.
memory,
There's
then
definitely at least one more Black Widow that goes to memory because it involves that
Okay,
one Hawkeye.
We'll see it later. We'll see it later.
okay. We'll get to it, we'll get to it, we'll get to
Yeah.
Anyways,
Thanks, Chad.
card's cool.
Chad.
It's good. Salvage
You're cool.
brainstorm. I like salvage brainstorm. You get to recycle your good cards
what's the
after
rating?
using them. Let's go. 4.
All right. The only thing better about the card if it had a better foil.
Yeah, but a better art in general.
Oh man, the Black Widow.
Whew,
foils
We're not gonna
are-
talk about it. It's not on the stream. I don't want to talk about it. Let's go.
What? What's not even the second one?
I lied. I said it was the third. I corrected
Yeah,
myself.
he did say it was the third.
0-0 Spider-Man. If you have 5 or more cards in your hand, this gains 1500 power and the following ability. The character across from this cannot move to another slot. So it's a 3k anti-runner with 5 hand. And then at the start of your opponent's attack phase, you may move this to an empty front row center slot. So this is a center runner.
Kevin, can you pull up a meme?
Oh yeah?
Kevin,
Dude,
get the horn ready.
Hey, go get the meme, and Alex, I want your rating on this card before you talk about this card while he's getting the meme.
Wait, what do you mean?
Just start
I want your rating first.
Do you want my explanation or my rating?
I want your rating.
I'd give this a 5.
All right. Now, why are you gonna give this a 5?
This is an instant 4 of in every fucking deck. It's
But this
red.
only has 7.
That's
Oh,
true.
wait,
Vince. You have to get more now, Vince. I'm sorry. Oh, I know what meme Kevin's getting. Never mind.
Yeah. Keep going. Keep going.
Yeah, no, this card's really good. It's an oversize. It's a runner. It kills your opponent's runner. It
3K is
pluses
oversized.
and it makes your opponent not plus, and it's 3K and it's red, and red is really good. And you just put 4 copies of this in every Marvel deck. Every single Marvel deck. You just put 4 of this fucking card in it.
Yep. Yeah. This is
Did I mention that it's a runner that makes your opponent's card not run? 5.
So does that mean
5.
because you called this card an oversize, right? So does that mean we're acknowledging that vanillas are oversizes
Yes,
with the
yes,
demerit
vanillas are-
of no text?
Yes, vanillas are
Alright.
oversizes with no demerit.
No, they have a demerit. Their demerit is that they have no text.
Okay, with no merit.
Okay. No, they're oversized. That's a merit.
Okay, I get it. Okay, look, 3K vanillas are basically just normal types, right?
They're
It's
the
like
3K oversizes.
yeah, it's fine. It's like fucking Rattata. That's
No,
like
no, Matt.
3K vanilla is.
Because vanilla at this point in the game, where we have power crept ourselves to, is 25.
That is true. I did take that pill.
Yeah,
I swallowed
that's
the pill.
that's the
Sizes
pill.
are 3Ks.
Okay.
I do-
Black President
I do
Sleeper.
agree. I do agree that
Yeah,
that card
see,
is
Matt,
really
you
good
understand. That Amelia lives way more often than it should. It's sick. It's like she gives you 2 stock when you
Now,
play your
imagine if
other
that
Amelia.
Amelia could run, and it also stopped your opponent's card from running.
And then it wouldn't
the card
be
would be
Amelia,
5.
it'd be Spider-Man. It'd be Spider-Man.
It would be a Spider-Man. He does whatever a spider can.
Alright,
Can
next
he
card.
swing from? He is doing that in the picture.
Next
Alright.
meme!
All right.
Alright.
Ooh. Here it is, guys.
Oh shit, you can see the whole thing.
Tell us what it
Wow.
does, Kevin.
Wait, I'm loading. Shit. Calm down.
Oh my god.
1-0 Iron Man. Now this card's a pretty nice one. If all your characters
This
are
one looks
Marvel characters, this gains the following 2 ability. During your turn, this gains 3k power, so it'll be 6k on your turn. And auto, pay 1, send this to memory. When your other Marvel character is front attack, you may pay the cost. If you do, return that character to hand. This is often known as AJC.
It's got the
And then-
5! Wait, Kevin!
Climax combo. When this attacks, if you have the door next to your climax area, and you have 2 or more other Marvel characters, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 card from among them, add to hand, and then send the rest to waiting room.
Oh no.
Oh no. This card's disgusting. As Kevin alluded to, we know what Alex is gonna give it. He doesn't even have to actually talk about this card. This card's broken. Like, this card's like actually just broken.
Yeah, I
Fuck
think
this
this is one
card.
of the best like level 1 combos like ever printed in the game.
Thank God I have to see
Um,
this in no real events.
Why? Yeah, why is this card so good? Why did they decide, you know, our Okayu combo, it's alright. It's pretty good. What if it was also memory, JC?
And it's the same power as Okayu.
Swinging at the same power. Wouldn't that be cool? Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
This card is, you know, it grabs, it can, think of like how gross it is, right? You can play 2 copies of this. One of them grabs the climax, the other bounces the other guy back. And then you can just do that forever.
Okay.
Or
Well,
even,
not
like-
not forever. You can do that 3
Yeah,
times.
just
Or-
only 3 times.
Or you can field 3 of this, and when they front one, you can pay 2 and send 2 of them to memory and put the card in your hand.
That is like a double sack counter. That is pretty strong. But
Mhm.
now we're just memeing. It's
You'll
like
do it at
hard.
least
I
once.
think it's hard not to meme, right? When the card is like just this like
Crap.
obviously like broken. Like it just has so much good text on it. You're getting that free plus. The JC effect, yeah, I'm gonna call it JC.
It's JC.
It's not, yeah, it's
not
not
yours to
even,
bounce.
yeah, it's not even like negatively impacting your compression so hard because it goes to memory, because of course it does.
So this card doesn't matter that it costs stock because
Yeah.
it's a 1 card plus 2 for 1 stock, and like Sets will already play that, and it's the fact that it also makes it so you can play your combo again. People will spend a stock to be allowed to play their combo for a second turn. And this card has multi application throughout the entire game, even when you aren't comboing. So
Yeah,
even if the set needs a stock crunch, it doesn't matter.
You can bounce back your early play heal, which is the next card we're gonna look at back with this card.
Well, spoilers.
Yes,
Yeah, but you
spoiled
do-
it.
I
The
wouldn't
set has
worry
early
about. I would not worry about the stock problems and this card costing a stock, because you can also just not spend
Not
the stock
do
on
it.
this card. Yeah, you could just
Just
use it
not-
as a
just
regular
don't
check
do it.
3.
It's not a
People play
mandatory.
Okayu, people can play this, and it's still like good.
Yeah.
Do it when it's good.
I mean, did we already put the 5 on there? I'm not actually watching. this
Kevin
right
put the
now.
5 on here the moment the card got put up on the screen.
No, I mean, it's fine. We all knew it was coming. Or everyone who knew this card existed knew the 5 was coming.
Okay, I'll be honest. I just left the 5 on from Spider-Man.
Yeah, but it was
Oh, that's
perfect.
funny.
Very
Yeah.
coincidental.
2 5s in a
Thanks,
row,
Kevin.
dude. Let's go.
Let's
Cracked.
go.
Let's go!
But you know what counters Iron Man? Or
Iron Man.
Thor does counter Iron Man.
Oh,
All right.
true. Mjolnir counters Iron Man. Thor doesn't counter Iron Man.
all right, 3-2 Captain Marvel. If you have 4 more Marvel characters, this gains -1 level in hand. When it's placed on stage from hand, you may discard 1. If you do, put a top card of your clock into stock, so stock healer. When this ability activates up to once per turn, when you use an act ability this turn, this gains X plus X power. X is equal to your number of your other Marvel characters times 500, so for full board she hits 11k.
So, you guys can feel free to disagree with me, but I feel, especially at this point in the game, I have a very low opinion of stock healers. I know we've gone on about this in private before, but I hate when those are your go-to EP of choice is like a stock healer. It might be a little bit better with JC though, but then it's just kind of like, I don't know. It's like you basically just played a a regular healer.
Yeah, but your regular healer didn't just bounce back.
I mean, sure, but you're just playing this card again, and it's costing the extra hand. And I hate that these cards eat hand because they put you. I feel like they put you. They don't put you anywhere good when you're needing the heal. They feel very win more, I think, a lot of the
Okay.
time. But that's just my opinion.
Can I offer you my thoughts about exactly what you just said, but in the context of this set?
Sure.
I think your level 1 combo, the fact that your level 1 combo is a potential +2, and the fact that we have another red card coming up at the very end that also happens to be a pay 1 plus, kind of makes this that extra hand discard a little less cringe, because you are, getting that extra card towards this that other sets wouldn't be getting. I mentioned earlier that you need that act ability for level 2. This is where you're going to want it. It's similar to the Aqua early play from Konosuba. Tons of other sets have got almost this exact profile as well. This one is cool because it is an Aqua that can be defended on defense, because it can gain its power again if you play a counter during your opponent's turn. I think one of the weaknesses of those Aqua type early plays is that they always sit at 9k in defense. This one is actually defendable. So, if you're playing that if you're playing that Black Widow counter, or, Thor, or one of the other counters in this set, your triggers are actually able to grab counters and help you defend this card, win board on defense. I'd give this card a 4, actually. I think it's a really solid early play that has those extra benefits over a traditional Aqua early play, especially in the context of this set where pluses are easy to come by.
Okay, that's fine. And it isn't about discarding hand for what it's worth, Ragnarok. It's more about in bad games, needing to do things like discard hand doesn't put you in a better position for your heal, because if you're already behind, you tend to fall more behind because you're probably already low on like hand or whatever. So she's not necessarily always helping. I understand in this set it's probably a little bit better because of cards we'll talk about later, but I do think it's still an issue, and that card also still has some like real cost to it.
Real quick, you know what we didn't actually mention is that the Iron Man level 1 is essentially a plus even if you don't draw the climax. So even in your like worst games, if you're able to just get an Iron Man in your hand, you're kind of, you're able to squeeze your way back in.
Right.
Next card,
stock efficiency of your EP is overrated, but
fair enough.
I mean, a lot of your pop-in does cost stock, so having one stock heal.
That's true. They cost stock and not hand.
All right, our big bad boy, 3/2 Thanos. When this card is placed on stage for hand, you may pay 1. If you do, your opponent sends all their stock to waiting room, and then put the same amount of stock, same amount of cards from the top of the deck into stock, so it's a stock swap. When it attacks, you may pay 3, discard 2. If you do, deal 4 damage to your opponent.
All right, now this is epic.
Yeah, it's a good card.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So stock swap is great. You punish your opponent. Your opponent can't just sit there, get 20 stock, and then look you in the eye and tell you, "I am never taking damage again in this game." Just having a stock swap in your deck is usually enough to deter your opponent from trying stuff like that. So these have become a necessary evil kind of thing, where you play them just to threaten them. The second effect is cool because after you stock swap your opponent, if you have put them into a bad deck state, you're able to try to force as much damage through as possible by getting that additional 4 in. And 4 is a hefty bit of damage. Thanos with a climax can kill your opponent from 3-0 on his own with all those, especially if you get a big stock swap off of him. I think this is one of the best stock swaps I can think of at level 3. We like those level 2-1 events because they're more cost efficient. But if you had to play a level 3 character stock swap, I think this is, as far as I know, the best one for what I would want to play a stock swap for, which is punishing a good deck state, putting them into a bad one, and then blowing them up. I would give this a 4. I think it's a really good off finisher that threatens good compression.
We're only hitting highs red compared to yellow.
Dude, look at red. Red's popping off. We got like an average of 4.5 right now.
Alright, next we have 00 Black Panther. If all your characters are Marvel, this gains 1500 power and the following ability. When this card's battle opponent is reversed, choose one Marvel character in your waiting room, add to the hand, and then discard 1. This card's 3k. During this card's battle, when damage you take is not cancelled, this turn this gains 1500 power.
So this is Vince's resident sleeper card, I'm assuming. I think this card's like actually pretty good.
Yeah.
It's has potential to get really big. Even 3k by itself is pretty good. And then it can help you fill your hand for like if you want to play like standby and stuff. I think this is cool too. Good hand fix. Hambo's a cool effect.
Yeah, Hambo's a pretty cool effect. It does gain that extra during this when damage you take is not cancelled.
So this thing could actually.
This card is actually pretty annoying to kill possibly for your opponent too, because oops, it's randomly 45 and you had no way of knowing whether or not that was going to happen. I think this card's really solid. It doesn't quite. It's not like consistently a 45. You have no way of knowing, but you are getting that extra bit of hand fix. So, same issue as Hulk though, where early on in the game your choices of hand fix might not be very strong. But it's a really strong level 0 red card. I'd probably give it a 4. I don't think it's quite as good as Spider-Man, but I think that this is a pretty close contender for your plussing red card.
If you have no waiting room and they crash into your Black Panther, you have to discard 1.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
so-
you have to choose a character. There is none, and then you have to discard a card.
Yeah.
Hopefully, that's not an issue. And
I've
unlike
seen it come up in
Hambo,
Adventure Time, dude.
yes,
Like,
yes, but unlike Hambo, right? That card was 6k, so it's easy to get under it, especially
this
later
card
in
could
the
be
game.
45.
Yeah, your opponent would have to like slam just like a jank level 0 into this thing.
Dude, it's like hand discard. That's sick. You try to play this to be all cool, and you're like, and then you slam like 2 of these, and your opponent just goes, "Oh, sick! I'm gonna make you neg 2."
Okay,
Okay.
that like really ever happens though. Okay.
Okay, we'll have it more Adventure Time because Hambo's a good body, but I'm saying,
Okay.
think about it.
We also like Black Panther as a character. That's
Only
another little
Globus.
bonus point on this card. What
Okay.
the fuck?
Okay, next card. 0-0
yes.
Iron Man. During your turn, if you have a marker underneath this card, this gains 2k power. When it's placed on stage from hand, reveal the top card deck. If that card is a Marvel character or the Iron Man armor event, you may put underneath this card face down as a marker. And when this card is placed on stage from hand, you may discard 1 Marvel character. If you do, search for up to 1 Iron Man armor event. Show it to your opponent and add it to your hand and shuffle your deck afterward.
This is a good card.
It is a good card.
That is the event we talked about. We'll talk more about it later. But this is a bonder that is also pretty big offensively, and yeah, it's a good card.
It's really similar to the Chloe Bonder, right? In Slime. Where
Yeah,
it's like it swings at a decent power on the turn you play it and searches an event.
But
Unlike the Chloe though, this isn't an event you'll immediately be able to play on the next turn most of the time. Because it is a level 2. But it does have the benefit over Chloe is that second effect is a top check where you may move the top card, and that can be pretty beneficial in the mid game where you're trying to set up, juicy brainstorms, or you want to get a very specific amount of cards left in your deck. So you can either add the
Thomas Sims.
Oh, that's what we like to see, dude. I think this card is really good. It searches a good event. It gets you knowledge. It swings at 4k on your turn. All of these things are good. I guess I'd. Man, what do you give cards like these? I guess I'd give it a 4. I like all those things. I love this card. I love the card that it grabs. Hell yeah.
I love Iron Man.
I love you.
Yeah, I love
Robert
Iron
Downey
Man. Robert Downey Jr. He's a cool guy.
I love you
I think.
3000.
I bet. I do
Sure.
love him 3000, bro.
I don't want to play with you anymore.
What do you mean? Alright, 0-0 War Machine. Give 2 more other Marvel characters. This gains 1k power, so it's 3k if you have 2 more other Marvel characters. When this card is placed on stage from hand, you may pay 1, discard 1. If you do, search your deck for up to 1 Marvel character. Show it to your opponent, add a hand, shuffle your decks afterward.
Drop search. Woo. 3K drop search. Woo.
It's a 3k drop search. I loved this profile in SAO 10th anniversary, and I don't see any reason not to love it here. And I've built quite a few decks already, and in all of them, this has been pretty much an auto include every single time. It's just that extra little bit of assurance for whatever piece you might need at any point in the game. At level 0, it can sometimes serve as a plussing 0 because, as we tried to establish earlier, 3k is basically oversized status now. And the card looks cool. Look at him. He's got a cool pose. He's going like, ah.
Iron Man doesn't have infinite.
I don't think I'd give it a 4. It's not going to like blow your socks off or anything. But I definitely give it a 3. It's just a strong generic profile that's better than the average drop searcher. Hell yeah. We're bringing the average down a bit, but not
you know
too
all
bad.
about Iron Man's infinite now, right?
Oh
You watched
no, the
video?
average tanks on this next card though.
Alex, you know all about Iron Man's infinite now, right? You watched the video?
Oh, I did watch the video about the Iron Man Infinite. I do know
Yeah.
about the light punch, medium punch. Was that it?
What?
Hold up, hold diagonal. Hold up, hold diagonal.
You keep the rhythm going. Is this? This
Alright.
is the first red card that is not a 4 or higher.
What do you mean this
We
is not
had-
a 4? Come on, man.
Alright, so you gotta give it the 4.
If you
Wait,
gave War
wait, hang
Machine a
on.
4, I
Alright,
wouldn't
but
doubt.
what about his standard though?
Wait, are we talking about War Machine or the next card?
The next card.
Okay,
What about
Kevin, read the
standard?
next. Kevin, read the next card.
0-0 Doctor Strange. When this is placed on the stage from hand, look at the top 2 cards of your deck. put them back on top in any order. This is placed on stage from hand. If you have 2 or more other Marvel characters, reveal the top 8 cards of your deck. Shuffle your deck afterwards. If you revealed 8 or more climaxes, you win the game.
Just stack your deck, Matt. Yeah, this card is the Standard All-Star. It has renovated the entire Standard landscape as we know it. Because this card is just more efficient than doing anything else. Music FTK, Doctor Strange FTK. In a regular game, if I lose to this,
I'm gonna come at this game from another angle from Jason, where he talked about how strong this is in Standard. I want to just point out, first of all, no biases or anything. This is my favorite Marvel character.
You give this card less than a 5.
I love Benedict Cumberbatch. This card is actually unplayable. You basically cannot play this card. This is a bad card, and it's really sad, dude. I have to give this a 1, despite my love for the boy.
He's looking for 4 MRs of this
I
card.
I do wanna buy the foil of this card just to like have as a collection piece.
I can't believe you're doing this.
I'm sorry, dude. In Standard, this card gets a 5. In Neo Standard, this card gets a 1.
Smooch.
That unfortunately we're playing Neo Standard today.
I'm taking back my offer of 8 Marvel Rares. You don't deserve it.
Okay, I'm sorry, dude.
Yeah, you're not sorry. All right, what's the next card, Kevin?
Yeah,
1-0 Vision. When this attacks this turn, this gains X power. X is equal to the number of your other Marvel characters times 1000. So full board, he swings at 75. Act, pay 1. If you have 2 or more other Marvel characters this turn, this gains 1k power and your opponent cannot use Encore.
I don't know if this card's good. This card's like potentially cool.
Well, I've actually noticed a lot of people are putting this in their decks.
It's really big.
Like I noticed first on Encore decks that a lot of people were adding this in. Someone showed me some deck log links and like Twitter links, and a lot of people are putting 2 to 3 copies of this card in their deck. I don't see it personally.
I think Vision's better.
Someone is welcome to sell me on this card. I'd be willing to listen.
I think was it Mantis? Mantis does the job better.
Yeah, Mantis combined with, I think, as in like an anti-standby card, you just kind of have like.
This can win multiple lanes though, right?
Can this?
Yeah, because you turn off Encore in multiple lanes.
That's true. That's true.
The opponent can't use Encore for the turn, so they, if you answer their 1/1s or whatever, they can't save them. There is no option. Right? It's just it's dead.
But Mantis,
I think
doesn't cost a stock.
Yeah, but cost a stock to kill multiple lanes is better than costlessly winning 1 lane.
So,
maybe.
I mean, it is 8-5, right? If you do the second
8-5, 9-5 with the climax, so it ties.
That's winning. That's winning against a lot of standby decks. They have to counter, and then even if you've played a climax that turn, even the counter might not be enough to save them. I think this card is a 3 because it's either really good for stomping on standby, or it's just a beater. It's a decent beater, but it's just a beater.
Dude, true. Slime can't play the game. You turn off their guilds. You turn off their guild combo.
Oh
They're
no!
Gone. You also turn off Rushia's, so you can actually remove Rushia.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible that auto encore is just like
game winning
in certain decks. But there are times when you're just gonna play this card and it's gonna swing for 75 and kill something and die.
Yep.
And, hey, 75 is still a good number.
It doesn't have to die. You just bounce it back to hand with Iron Man.
Yeah, Iron Man.
Well, okay, but then sure. You're right.
All right. 3 it is. 1-0. Thicky boy Thanos.
Boy.
When it attacks, you have 2 more other Marvel characters. This turn, this gains 2k power, so it swings at 6-5. Climax combo. When this card's battle opponent is reversed, and you have the 2 Soul CX in your climax area, look at the top card of your deck, put on top of your deck or into the waiting room. Choose 1 Marvel character in your waiting room, add it to hand. Do note that you can play up to 8 copies of this +2 Soul CX.
Yes. The 2 Soul CX does say on it you can put 8 copies of it into your deck.
I love Marika's on the 2 soul. 6500
Okay,
on
so
reverse.
the foil of this card's sick. He's like hard man spreading.
How's the actual card?
This card is a really dank.
Dank meme.
You know, I don't know if it's anything more than that. I'm sure someone out there is gonna make 8 2 soul Marvel, and they're gonna have a blast playing this card. They're gonna like recount all the times this thing has killed people.
All right.
So responding to
is really cool.
responding to the question in the chat, this thing is 65 on its own. You know, you have a lot of back row that give act power, and you also have God, what was his name again? The yellow 1/0 that pumps power. Yondu. You have the Yondu that gives 1,000 power times soul. So you'd probably want to play that along with this, because you'd be pumping your Thanoses by 3k every time you play the Yondu. You know, so he's big. He's Thanos.
He's snapping.
He gets the job done. He combos, unfortunately, on a 2 soul, which can be really strong. You know, we've seen that in DBG.
You love Little Busters.
I do love Little Busters. I do have a sealed Little Busters box in my apartment right now, that I got for $18.
Oh, I do have to make sure note. If you are if you're a standard player, this card does say it only gets sold to Marvel characters.
Yes, the climax itself is trade restricted.
No.
It only gives soul to Marvel characters.
So if you're a standard player, you can't slam 8 of this into any standard deck.
Funnily enough, if
Fujimi
turns off your Marvel trait, your 2 soul becomes a blank climax.
Oh.
It is.
Anyways, getting to the rating of this card, you know, memeing aside, it's probably a 2. I mean, it pluses. It's on reverse, unfortunately. It's on a bad trigger, unfortunately.
You can play 8.
But you can play 8. Think about that climax assurance. You will never whiff your climax combo when you can play 8 of your level 1 climax.
Have a climax, congrats. It's the right one.
You also never need to play climax swapper in this deck.
True. You also don't have to worry about winning the game either.
You don't have to worry about winning the game because
2 soul will do it for you, or you won't.
Yeah, exactly.
All
okay,
right.
so the average is coming down a bit. Let's hope Spider-Man brings it back up.
Oh, this is a nice one, yeah. When this card is placed on stage from hand, choose one other character, your character's or your opponent's character. This turn, it gains +1 level. When it's reversed, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's level 2 or higher, you may return this to hand, so it's like a coin flip. And when this is reversed, if the battle opponent level is higher than your opponent's level, you may reverse that character.
Damn. You can always dodge either thing. Nothing is safe from Spider-Man. That's like actually really fucking obnoxious.
I think this bomb is really good.
This is really obnoxious.
It's a potential plus, so I mean that's good. We like to plus. Kills early plays, like you'd expect from this sort of bomb. Like the super notable thing about this card, I think, is being able to choose a character to give a level. So like the benefits of that are you choose your own character, you give them a level, you dodge like a level 1 reverser or something, so your Iron Man can bounce back to turn or bounce back to hand. The real dank stuff comes from leveling your opponent's characters. You know, you can use this to set up cool sides at level 3. You can use this at level 2 to bomb your opponent's level 2s. You know, setting them to level 3.
Use that level 3 to bomb their level 3s.
You can. This card can bomb level 3s by making them level 4.
This, and then you can play this with Vision, and then they can't encore. Boom.
Wait,
done.
but think about it, Jason. You're playing Mantis because Mantis is sick. So this card is basically just
budget to Kappa.
This card's basically just a stock bomb.
Yeah, you just want to play the Kappa. You just literally want to play the Kappa.
I think this card is sick. It is just an anti-change bomb. So,
but it's a sick anti-change.
But it's a really good anti-change bomb. Unfortunately, I think the highest I could give an anti-change bomb is like a 3.
But it's an anti-change. But it's not an anti-change bomb. It's just a bomb.
That is
for any level.
You know what? I'm gonna give this a 4 because of that extra being able to bomb level 3s, and then being able to like stock swap the stock bomb.
You can
level
also,
3s
you know, like you can field double of this versus Rushia, and they just lose the game because you can just like kill both of the Rushias and they can't save them.
That is true, but you'd only be like actually hard killing
you'll
one
be,
Rushia.
You'll be spending
Wait,
3
no,
stock.
no, because you spend 3 stock, but
Oh, you're playing Vision.
You,
Okay.
Yeah, you're playing Vision because Vision's a good card, better than Mantis.
3 stock
I think
for
yeah.
this.
Okay, you know what? Yeah, you're at this.
Like,
I don't
like,
change
it's
my
just,
rating. This card is still a 4, but it is
Yeah.
really good.
like you have so many opportunities to just hard remove like an entire board.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, well that Shion's like actually a real tech. I already was like looking at that card before Simu posted about that. That card's like
Shion?
actually sick. Yeah,
Which one?
It's
it's the level 0 from
Swapper.
Hololive. If it's in the front row, you can swap the character in front of it with another character in the front row. So if they try to like Adachi or Rushia, you can move the Adachi in front of Shion
Oh,
instead.
okay. Sure.
Yeah, cards are actually sick.
All right.
Anyhow, back to Marvel.
3/2 Black Widow. This ability activates up to once per turn. When using an act effect, this turn all your character gains 2k power. And then climax combo, when this attacks, if you have the standby CX in your climax area, you may pay 2. If you do, deal 2 damage to your opponent.
Dude, this card is like sick. If you try field this, your straight just doesn't die. They're huge.
Yeah, your acts are giving 6k power to like.
Also,
global.
I really hate that her outfit in the art of the card does not match the art of the climax. Like
Oh,
at
really?
all.
Does it not?
No, look at it.
Hang on, let me check.
It's
I'm
so
scrolling.
bad. It's like
Oh, you're right. The climax is like an older, like lower, like less detailed.
I don't
version
know
of this.
I don't know what that belt is. I don't know what that bracelet is. But then no, it ain't it. But the
So-
card itself is just really cool.
I don't think 8 standby is going to be like the play for Marvel, but I don't think the 8 standby deck is like super terrible, especially with that
First
that
effect.
Nebula.
Mhm.
I'm saying with okay, I think the 8 standby deck is good because of the Nebula. I think that you're playing this card in the 8 standby deck. You have good counters. You have Leafa counter. You have anti-change. This card burns on attack. Does 2. We like 2s. Unfortunately, I think the first effect it could have been a little better. You know, it could have been heal. We like to heal.
Yeah, but we have multiple of this and then use a counter.
Oh, I know you're winning. You are just swinging way above anything else.
No, you're defending against everything too.
Yes. You have you're playing 8k counters. There you go.
Global
Yes.
8k counter.
Global 8k counters. I think it's pretty good. I don't think that 8 standby quite has like the legs to be the definitive deck of this set. I'd give this card a 3. You know, it is pretty strong. It's just held back by being a part of the inferior deck.
Alright, next we have 0/0 Vision. When this card is placed on stage from hand, you may shuffle 2 characters from your waiting room into your deck. If you do, this turn this does not suffer soul penalty when siding. When it's attacks, choose one of your opponent's front row characters. This turn it gets minus 1k power.
It's a card. Like I don't really know what to say about this. It's very okay. Shuffle back is cool if you play against Charlotte.
It's kind of like
Yeah.
what's it called that one card from Day Live,
Kurumi.
the expensive PR.
Kurumi.
That card is not expensive anymore.
Was
Yeah,
expensive
because Charlotte
PR.
sucks.
No, more like
Yeah,
it got
this
reprinted. It's a
Division
common.
does-
No, wait, no. In Japanese, it didn't get reprinted, did it?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
don't worry. We
reprinted
just
extra
all the
booster.
double 4s and 5s.
Oh, was it? Oh,
Guess which one's got which.
Take W.
Yeah, I don't think that this card is like I don't think this is it, Captain, you know. It's randomly good against Charlotte, I guess, for that Charlotte matchup that you're scared of.
The scariest deck.
Yeah, the scariest one I can think of.
Yeah, do you dodge Meliodas burns if you side?
No, you don't. It's just when the character across from this attacks.
Ah, Sag. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think that this is. I don't think this card's very good. I'd probably give this a 1, unfortunately. You know, red is now all over the board.
Smoj.
boss mode.
Such a strong start, but unfortunately, lower rarity cards tend to be higher.
Yeah, I mean
Harder to
that's
justify.
it's just how it is. You can't have a full color of 5s. Yeah.
All right, Ghost Spider, not Spider Gwen or whatever. I don't know why they call it Ghost Spider. When it attacks, choose one of your other Marvel characters. This turn gains 2k power. Then you can pay 1, discard 1, send this to memory. When this is reversed, you may pay a cost. If you do, draw 1.
An odd memory effect.
Yeah, it's like the Albuta one, right? I think Albuta had an effect like that.
It was
It's,
clock self to draw 1.
Oh no. Grisaya has that. The pay 1, discard, send to memory.
That wasn't the act. This one is on.
No, that's not an act. That's on reverse.
Huh? The
That is
anti-heal?
definitely- the Kazuki is not the it's not the anti-heal. It's literally a Kazuki that says pay 1 when this gets reversed. Ditch 1, send this to memory, draw 1.
Oh yeah, that's
But,
one of the link cards.
Yeah,
That's
it's part of the link cards. Yeah. I mean, it's a pump, I guess. I don't know.
That first effect is a fair amount of power. The second one is just, I mean, it's just a draw. Pay 1, ditch 1, draw isn't like an especially amazing effect. It goes to memory, I guess, so it's not. At least it's not sticking around forever, but you don't even get any kind of benefit by having this card in your memory. It gets a 2k, or it gets a 2k. It gets a 2 from me just because it is a power pump that happens to have an extra little bit of text on it that might, 1 out of 10 games be relevant.
Alright, 2 it is. Next, we have 00 Thanos. What is placed on the stage from hand, you may send one of your other Marvel characters on the stage to waiting room. If you do, choose one Infinity Gauntlet event, not pictured, in waiting room, add to your hand. And then, when this card is placed on the stage from hand, you may pay a cost by discarding one Marvel character. If you do, reveal the top card of your deck, choose one level extra lower character from your waiting room, add to the hand. X is equal to the level of the card revealed.
I love Ricos, but I hate when my Ricos have to discard character because it's extra restrictive for no reason.
Yeah, they were just trying to get him above the 500 power line that you'd be sitting at otherwise.
I think he'd be okay at 500. But...
So, we're not showing the Infinity Gauntlet, right? Is there a reason for that? Are we keeping that one secret?
I have no idea.
We just didn't have it on the slide. Okay, so
yeah.
let's rate this card then. I don't think the Infinity Gauntlet event, not pictured, is particularly amazing. We'll look at it when we look at it. The Rico effect is pretty good though. I think, maybe you tech this into 8 standby, but
just for the
you already
discard.
have, just for that first effect or that second effect rather. Yeah, I guess like the cutest thing you can do with this would be to like sack your Captain America Chieri with the first effect, so that you get the event to your hand and then you just discard the event to get the Chieri effect without actually having to play over anything. This card is just a 2 from me, just because of that Rico effect is really strong.
All right. Next, we have 10 Widow, Black Widow. I was supposed to say Widowmaker. This ability activates up to once per turn. When you use an act ability this turn, this gains plus X power. X is equal to the number of your Marvel characters times 500. So for full board, she gets 2,500, so she hits 7k. When your other character is sent from the stage to waiting room, if you have the 00 Hawkeye pictured below, you may pay 1, send this to memory. If you do, return that character to hand. It's weird.
Is this the first Index and Hyoka that we've seen since Index and Hyoka?
Index who?
Huh? Who?
Okay, Hyoka and Index is a card from a certain magical index.
Can we talk about real sets only, please?
Yeah. This is an old effect, and that has an extra restriction stapled onto it. That level 0 Hawkeye, I don't have the stream open. Is that the summoner key?
No, that's the Falcon.
No.
But
Oh, that's
this
the
is,
Falcon. Which one is the Hawkeye?
on player reveal top. If it's a Marvel character, you get something 2K power, and then ditch one, sack this, salvage a Marvel.
Oh.
Oh.
I guess I'm seeing it right. I'm seeing the numbers. You're
I
supposed
mean,
to
I like.
sack.
I mean, I
off
like that
the-
effect, but
You're supposed to sack off the Hawkeye, and
Save
then
it.
pay one, send this to memory, and then get him back.
I don't think that's what you're supposed to do. But
I'm pretty sure.
What do you
supposed
mean?
to-
That's definitely what you're supposed to do.
attack with Black Widow and then save a character and just have Hawkeye sit in the back.
and
I
then you can
guess.
convert him to something else later, like another
I
Black
guess.
Widow.
So like, here's the thing about this card, right? Isn't this kind of just like worse Iron Man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This card is just worse Iron Man.
All right.
And I don't think it's.
But if they neg
I don't
your card's
think it's that
power, you can
close.
save it.
I
Well,
don't
you
even think
can't-
this is like a close equivalent. I think this is like a 1, honestly.
But
yeah,
if they-
but
if
you
they-
can play 4 Iron Man and 4 of this and have, you know.
Oh,
True.
dude, you know what else you could do? You could play 4 Iron Man and 0 of this card. And
They-
then you have 4 extra slots in your deck for good cards.
But if they neg my Wildberry, my Black Widow can save her.
What? Okay.
You're right.
Mm-hmm.
You are
All right,
correct.
next card.
That's
It's important.
All right, this is a
yo,
cool card.
this boy.
1-0 Doctor Strange. When this is placed on stage from hand, this turn this gains +X power. X equals to the number of your Marvel characters times 500. Then act. Pay 1, discard 1, choose one of your opponent's characters, move it to an opponent's MP slot. So you move it back row to a front row if you want.
Grappling hooking things on an act is kind of sick. Like, that's really annoying.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of funny, right? That the last like Disney set also had this exact same effect on it.
Force.
Yeah, Force at Star Wars. I think this is really cool in 8 standby. You know, you win a single lane, you drag your opponent's brainstorm up, kill that too. You punish your opponent for giving up any lane to you.
Pretty
Um,
much.
Very
I'd give this
spooky.
card a 3, right? I think this is one of the strong cards that you'd actually want to play towards an 8 standby.
All right. 1-1 Captain Marvel. If you have 2 more other Marvel character, this gains 1500 power and a hand encore discarding character. Climax combo. When this card's battle opponent is reversed, if you have the standby CX in your climax area, choose one character in your waiting room, add it to hand.
I'd rather just have Eris.
Yeah, this is kind of sad when Eris exists, huh?
Yeah, but
At least this one does
This is Encore
Encore.
though.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you do have good ways to like filter into summoning this card early. Excuse me, sorry. And
Do you have anything better than Foolish Burial though?
what do you mean?
Like Mushoku has Foolish Burial.
Oh,
Do you have
I
Foolish
guess
Burial?
you don't have. I guess you don't have Foolish Burial. That is correct. I mean, it's a 7K on reverse combo that has Encore, possibly wins board, lets you do all the cheeky stuff that you'd expect from 8 standby.
Hell yeah.
I think the card is fine. I don't think it's like the best 8 standby level 1 combo we've ever seen, but I think it's good enough to play, unlike some of the other ones we've seen in Niji. I'd give this card a 3. You know, it's like it gets you there. It's decent enough. It's just nothing special.
Right. Next, 2-1 Black Panther. When this attacks, choose one of your other Marvel characters. This turn it gains +X power. X is equal to the number of your other Marvel characters times 1000. So you have full board, you can pump a character 4K. When this is reversed, if the battle point is level 2 or lower, you may reverse that character. It's a level 2 bomb.
Just play Spider-Man.
Yeah, just play Spider-Man, make your opponent's level 2 a level 3, and then possibly get a plus out of it.
Like I think
Um,
I don't know, it's supposed to like win you 2 lanes at 1 at like 2, I guess, but like
yeah.
seems unneeded.
Yeah, it seems like and I mean, Spider-Man's use is a lot more broad than this card. This is like only really good at level 2 because you like bombing level 2s also is just not anything special.
It true.
I think level 2 bombs are just not very good, and I think you have other better power pumps in the set. And you know, unfortunately, I'm gonna give this card a 1.
Smooch.
Yeah.
Alright, next we have 2-1 War Machine. If this card does not have a marker underneath it, this gains minus 10k power and the following ability. This card cannot move to other slots. And auto, when this is placed on stage from hand, choose one Iron Man armor event in your way room, and you may put it underneath this card face down as a marker. Also, do note that this has 2 soul.
I wish this card could just have Iron Man in its name, or the arm could target War Machine, and then this card actually be like real.
Yeah, if this card had like Iron Man armor War Machine as its card name, it would be so much better. I mean, it is still a pay 1, 2 soul, 11k beater. You know, you can use the event to salvage this card. Oh, but that doesn't work though, because the event gets lost when you play itself.
It does if your Iron Man already has a marker.
Oh, does it just go to waiting room?
Yeah,
if it already has a marker?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
So
I don't think that...
You meet the condition already, so...
Yeah, I don't think that, I don't think that's, like, good enough to, consistently rely on. This card is a pretty cost-efficient big beater with 2 souls, though. I'd give it a 2, just because, you know, someone will probably find a deck that slaps down some of these at level 2, but, you know... It's just
Not it.
the fail case for this card is so bad.
Yep.
Yeah, that's my rating for this.
Sometimes it's the 1k 2 soul attacker. I can't move.
Alright,
That does happen.
3-2 Spider-Man. If you have 2 more other Marvel character, this gains 1k power, so it's 10-5. When it's placed on stage from hand, or by the auto effect of the 3-2 Iron Man below, you may heal 1. And act, pay 1. During this turn, this gains 1k power and the following ability. When this card's battle opponent is reversed, you may send that character to the top of your opponent's deck. But isn't the act effect like... I remember in these you have 2 characters as well.
Tap 2 characters? I don't know, but...
In these
this card definitely does not have to.
Toge?
Oh, sure. Yeah, let's go back. Let's reference 2014. That's right.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Okay, anyhow. It seems fine. It's like... It's an EP.
Yeah, it's fine. You can early play it out by using the Iron Man early play. It doesn't slap quite as hard as the rest of the Spider-Man that we've seen so far.
True.
But I don't think it's a bad card. I just think it's not anything amazing. I mean, I'll give it a 2. I also don't like these early plays that take up like a ton of deck slots.
Alright, next card is the Iron Man. You have 2 more of the Spider-Man in your waiting room. This gets -1 level in hand. And then pay 1 when this card is placed on stage. You may pay cost if you do. Choose the Spider-Man below and place it on stage from waiting room.
Okay, it's the other part of the early play. It's about as good as the other piece. Because you're going to play both together.
It's basically a 3-2 that summons another 3-2 that heals.
3-3, heal 1, 2 bodies. Woo! I love the ability plays. Woo!
Yeah.
Old as fuck.
It's just a 2.
Old Eve condition? Dude, this card got printed earlier this year with
Yeah, this was in Slime
Ranga.
2, actually.
Ranga and Shion.
Yeah.
Ranga. Manga.
I love
Anyways.
manga.
Yo, reading manga with the boys.
And 0
On a
vision.
Saturday night.
At the start of your climax phase, choose one of your Marvel character. This turn gains 500 power. Act, pay 1, rest this brainstorm for 5. For each climax you hit with a 2 soul trigger, you can search your deck for up to 1 Marvel character added in hand. This is with for the Thanos 2 soul.
And dude, it's
Yeah.
back to Thanos.
It's good with Thanos and nothing else because there's only 2 climaxes in the entire set that have 2 soul triggers on them. And one of them doesn't combo with anything.
It also makes one of your Thanos a 7k.
It does.
Woo.
It's extra power for Thanos.
It's because Vision basically just handed Thanos
What?
some
I
stuff.
think I gave Thanos a 2, right?
Yeah.
I give this card a 2
Oh
also.
no, you gave him the one in his head.
Yeah. So
He
Vision
domed him.
Vision powers Thanos.
Yeah, cringe.
Okay.
What a useless character.
Jeez.
Jeez.
0-0 War Machine. When this card is placed on stage from hand, mill 2. This turn, this gains X power. X equal to the number of Marvel characters milled times 1,000. When it attacks, mill 2. If this turn, this gains plus X power. X equal to the number of soul triggers milled by this times 2,000. So if you hit two souls, this gains 8k.
Yeah.
All right, now why does this one work with Thanos, Kevin?
I don't know.
Can you give me a lore?
I didn't watch anything besides was it Infinity Wars and Endgame? That's all I watched. I only watched the 2 hype ones, so I don't know.
The 2 hype ones. Wow, very cool.
This thing is bad.
Okay,
You know, mandatory mill 4 is not good. Give it a 1.
Move on. Next card.
Yo. Alright, 0-0 Spider-Man looking like a hunk. This ability activates up to once per turn. When you use an act ability, choose one of your characters. This turn gains 500 power. Then act rest. Choose one of your Marvel characters. This turn gains 1k power. Then act pay to rest. This choose one Marvel character in your waiting room. Salvage it.
Axe.
Act.
I'd rather play this over the Loki that had pay to search.
Yeah.
At least this does more things, has more modes to it.
Modular. Baby.
I still don't think it's like super good. It's like a 2 at most. It's fighting with a lot of other like good back row slots, like the Groot or the Mantis.
All right, sounds good. Gigi, go next. I'm gonna grab a monster.
Okay.
I'll wait till. I'll wait.
Yeah,
We're almost done.
0-0
Dude, we're not.
Ultron.
There's so many red cards.
Red's like
Wait, we're not,
Red's like
No.
half the set, dude.
bro.
No, we still have like 10 red cards, Jason.
Are you fucking kidding me?
One,
Oh my
two.
god, we do.
Okay, go grab your monster, dude. I'll
Go.
take over this for a bit.
Okay.
0-0 Ultron. When this attacks, look at the top 2 cards of your deck. Choose up to 1 card from among them. Put it on top of your deck and send the rest to waiting room. When this is sent from stage to waiting room, you may pay 1. If you do, search your deck for 1 copy of this, show it to your opponent, and place it on stage in any slot rested. Then shuffle your deck
Fuck
afterwards.
Ultron.
I don't know who Ultron is. I didn't watch the.
That's Ultron.
series.
His name's right there. Idiot.
Yeah, but I don't know what he does.
He's a robot, Kevin. Come on.
I'm sorry, he's a sexy white robot.
He's the.
Okay, why
the
did you have to
character
bring his
that has 2
race
different
into
lores.
this?
Okay,
Yeah, wow.
I'm sorry.
Please don't get us canceled. What do you think of this card, Alex? Please just
I
give it a
think
1.
it's cool that it pluses. I don't think it's cool what it pluses into.
All right, so 1.
Probably, yeah, actually.
All right. Next meme.
0-0
Yeah, we're at the boring part of
Shuri.
red.
When this is placed on stage from hand, look at the top card of your deck, put it on top of your deck or into the waiting room. And when climax is placed in the climax area, you may pay the cost by bouncing this back to your hand. If you do, choose one of your characters. This turn gains 2k power.
What is this say? Get a bounce to hand card, but Ruby doesn't.
Dude, this is the Rimuru.
Yeah, but that card sucks.
Really? I like that card, actually.
I
That card wasn't
that card's
necessary.
only good. And that card's only good because your Rimuru's a 55.
Yo, but
Okay.
this makes your what's it Captain Marvel? It makes your Captain
I think
Marvel swings for 9k.
Whoa. It also makes your Thanos a swing for 8k. 85.
I like this card a little bit more than Jason does, I think. Your combo being on reverse means that extra power is pretty good. And, getting that extra little scry is just gravy on top. It's not gonna, it's nothing amazing. It's just a card that you play. You get your scry, you put it back in your hand when you play the standby climax. I'd give it a 2. It's just like a tech card that I'm sure people are gonna put 2 to 3 of in every standby deck.
And people play standby.
Probably.
Alright. Next, 0-0 Red Skull. When this is placed on stage from hand, mill 2. If there's a climax of most, choose one of your characters. This turn gains 1500 power. And when it's placed on stage from hand, you may pay 1 and discard 1. Choose one Marvel character for your waiting room at the hand, and choose one of your Marvel characters. This turn gains 1k power. Drop salvage.
It's a okay card.
Yeah, it's like the most standard drop salvage in the world. You mill 2, you fuel your graveyard. You pay 1, you discard 1, you get a guy out of your graveyard. I mean, I'd give it a 2. I think the drop search in this deck is quite a bit better.
I got it.
And I don't think you're like lacking mill or anything where you'd have to play it for that mill 2. So I'm just gonna give it a 2.
All right. 1-0.
Okoye?
Okoye.
Okay.
I think
Okay. When this ability activates up to once per turn when using that.
Michonne.
Choose one of your Marvel characters. This turn gets 1500 power. When this is reversed, if the battle opponent is level 1 or lower, you may reverse that character. Oh my god, it's the Silica from 10th anniversary!
It's an Asuna.
Asuna plus it.
You're stupid. Alright, cool.
Wasn't
what do you think of
it
this
two
card,
of them?
Alex?
It is both of them. I really like that card in that deck. I don't think it quite works as well in this one because you don't have a really big level 1 combo to like defend with it. Like in Sao 10th, you had a 6k where you could easily defend it using this in a counter. I think it gets a 2. It's still a level 1 bomb. It still gives extra power. It's just a little less good in this deck.
You make your JC a 45. Let's go.
Yeah, woo. Defend your
Defend
Captain
your
Marvels.
Yeah,
I think you'd rather just play other
better cards.
other standby targets than this. I think like your costless level 1, you'd want to play the Doctor Strange because he also pumps power. Or he gives power. Either way.
Alright, 1-0 Ghost Spider. When a climax of the door trigger is placed in your climax area, you choose one of your Marvel characters. This turn gains +1 soul.
Wow.
When your other character's battle opponent is reversed, choose one of your Marvel characters. This turn it gains 1k power. Act Pay 1. Rest this. Choose one Marvel character. This turn it gains the following ability. This card's battle opponent is reversed. You may choose one character from your waiting room add to the hand.
On Steve Silica? We did it? So Loki's cracked, right? We're actually just Sao.
So Loki's cracked.
This card,
crack.
Oh my god.
This card lets me play the same shit I played in Sao 4 years ago.
Dude.
This is it. This is it.
Dude, Gara Marvel.
Yo, let's go.
Garvel, finally, Garvel.
Oh, what the hell?
Cracked, bro. I get my salvage. I get my power. This is fucking cracked. This is it. I've solved Marvel.
In all reality, I think this card gets a 2. It's only really playable
What
in
the
8 door,
fuck?
and I don't think that the top end to 8 door is anything
Honestly,
amazing to
Silica's
play
so
towards.
good.
Yeah, but your level 1 combo is basically an on-stage Silica because it bounces your level 1 combo.
No,
to
it's
turn.
JC. That's
The
not
hand.
Silica.
Alright. 1-1
Can't salvage
Black
counter.
Panther. Continuous level sets to Marvel characters. When a climax of a 2-soul trigger is placed in your climax area, choose one of your opponent's Marvel character. This turn it gets -1k, so synergizes with Thanos.
Why?
Brainstorm, pay 2, rest this.
Yeah.
Flip over the top 4 cards of your deck. Is send them to waiting room. For each climax among them, choose one climax in your waiting room, add to hand.
Okay, but we have Vision.
What do you mean? You play 2 brainstorms in your back row with Thanos. That sounds fine. The Brainstone, dude. Come on.
The
Yes,
brains.
you get, that way you can brainstorm for the Thanoses and then you can brainstorm for the 2-soul.
Exactly. You brainstorm, you hit 2 climaxes, you add your 2 Thanoses back to hand, and then you add,
And you attack
you
3
brainstorm
times and
again.
do it again.
Yeah, exactly. It's lit. I think you probably actually play this card in 8 2-soul. I'd just give it a 2. You have better every other deck has better assists. And that brainstorm effect, it is pretty spicy, but it is pretty costly as well. And
Pay
also
2.
sometimes will whiff. Pay 2 whiff feels bad.
Just don't whip,
Pay
dude.
2 hit.
Hit your Thomas Sims.
Hit 4 climaxes, salvage 4 climaxes.
Hell yeah.
I lost the game.
Hell yeah, dude. Let's go. Refresh 4.
Alright, 2-on Iron Man. When it attacks, choose one of your Marvel characters. This turn it gains 3k power. Act, discard one Marvel character. Choose one of your characters. This turn it gains 3k power. Act, rest this. Choose one of your character. This turn it gains 3k power. This card also has 3k power.
Wow.
He does. This is a lot of 3k power.
Iron Man's sick. He loves you 3000.
Loves you 3000.
This card does
you love
give a
him
lot of
3000?
power. But it's all... You know, only one of those is going to be free. Basically, you either get the on attack 3k or the rest 3k. Whenever you have to discard for power, that's not really optimal. And I think that you have a better level 2 assist as well, like for the majority of decks.
Are you trying to
this
tell me?
this is definitely
sucks?
spicy. You know, it's a spicy Mei, but I'd probably just give it a 2.
Can we give it a 3 for 3,000?
No, you cannot. Just now I'm giving
Whatever.
it a 2 because it bothers you.
Go to the next card. I don't want to look at it anymore.
Can get 3,000 for 3,000.
Can I get a
2
3,000
on.
in chat?
Black Widow. All your other 3/2 Hulk gains the following ability: continuous. You cannot take damage from this card's auto effect. Continuous. Assist plus 2,000 to level 3s or higher characters in front of this. Act. Rest this. Choose one of your Marvel character. This turn gains 500 power in the following ability. When this card's battle opponent is reversed, look at top of your deck, put it on top of your deck, or send to waiting room.
Stand by.
Yeah. I think so. First of all, it makes your Hulk early play like way stronger by removing his self burn effect. Level 3 assist, 2k power, good stuff. That extra act effect, pretty good. You get that extra little scry. I think this is a solid assist that assists another solid early play in the set, being the Hulk. I'd give this card a 3, just because it's generically good, and then it's specifically really good for that Hulk.
Sick.
All right, 2/1 Doctor Strange. When this front attacks, this turn this gains plus X power. X is equal to this card's soul times 1,000. Pay 1 when this card's level 2 or higher battle opponent is reversed. You may pay a cost. If you do, choose one character in your waiting room. You may add it to hand. So with that plus 2 soul CX, you can this card becomes 12k. No,
Crack.
No, he becomes a 15.
15k.
Whoa.
Yeah, you play this in the plus 2 soul deck. It's pretty. I mean, it is still playable in other decks, but you'd pretty much have to play a climax down in order to get it over anything. The pay 1 effect is fine. It's never going to be able to get like. It's never going to be consistent because it relies on a climax.
I mean,
I'm just going to give it a 2 because it is sick in 2 soul at least.
9k on attack otherwise. Not
Mhm.
2/1 Spider-Man. If you have 4 more Marvel characters, this gains -1 level in hand. Time is combo. To start your Encore step, if this is in the front row and you have 4 more Marvel characters, 4 more other Marvel characters, you may send a door CX picture below from your climax area to your waiting room. If you do, choose up to 2 Marvel characters in your waiting room, add them both to hand, and choose one of your opponent's character until the end of your opponent's next turn against the following ability. Continuous, this cannot move to another slot.
This card sucks.
Better
No
than some of the other 4 or more level 2 early play combos, but I don't think it's enough to stop it from being. It's still a costed 7k. You can only do 1 lane of this card, even if you hit level 2 and play more copies. The last effect is cute. It does stop standby combos.
True.
Or not standby combos. It stops your opponent if they stand by something big into the back row and want to move it up. I don't think it's enough. Unlike Jason, I don't think it's like the worst card in the world. I give it a 2 just because it's still just a card you can play down and get 2 salvages out of. Because it's a selective plus, you can get a counter and try to save this card to do it again on your next turn. But yeah.
Very, very okay.
All right, next.
Yeah, especially when it's competing with Iron Man.
All right, speaking of Iron Man, 2/1
Yo,
Iron Man
good
armor.
card.
If you do not have a character of Iron Man in his name, this cannot be played from hand. You can choose up to 2 Marvel characters in your waiting room, add them to hand. Choose one of your characters with Iron Man in his name. If it does not have a marker underneath it, put this card underneath it as a marker.
This card's real good.
Pay 1 plus
It's a
1.
pay 1 plus 1. Normally these have to like ditch a card, so it's just like a double hand fix or whatever. But this card's really good.
Yeah, and guess what? Iron Man has really good cards, like that level 1 combo that bounces itself back to hand, so you're guaranteed to have an Iron Man to play this with.
Right.
Pay 1, selective +2. Think about it. You could play that Spider-Man above, have to play a character and a climax. Or you can just play this card and get whatever you want before your battle even starts. This helps offset the Captain Marvel discard cost. This card sets you up like to have like your say you want to play a Hulk early play, it sculpts your pieces for it. It's just a really strong card. Salvage 2 selective is really strong. You don't have to play any games like with Puyo, you just get your 2 cards in hand.
Look at Puyo.
Yeah, Puyo had something kind of like this. I give this card a 4. Pay 1, get 2 cards. Yeah.
Yo, Emo Swing got put to 1 because they had to print this card.
Oh, that is sad, huh?
Emo Swing died for this card. I respect.
What do you
it.
mean? This card's gonna
All
bring
right.
Emo Swing back to life.
Time to me for
Oh,
me to
boy.
read this dink one. 3-2,
Still-
Infinity
Man, Emo
Gauntlet.
Swing's still at 1.
For
got put to
each
1.
of the 3 effects, 1 at a time. First,
Oh,
send
baby.
all your characters to memory face down. Shuffle them, and if you send 2 or 3 characters, choose 1 card from among them and send to Waiting Room. If you send 4 more characters to memory,
Wait, yeah.
choose 2 of them and send them to Waiting Room. Next, you do the same thing to your opponent. So you send all your opponent's characters to memory, face down, shuffle them. And if 2 or 3 characters were sent to memory, your opponent chooses 1 of them to send to Waiting Room. If you send 4 more characters to memory, your opponent chooses 2 of them and shuffle them to the Waiting Room. Send them to the Waiting Room. And then you, as the player who owns the event, you flip all the cards that you were sent to memory by the deck back face up, and then place them on stage, on the respective stage in separate slots. You can choose which slot you can put them in. So basically, what happens is both players gets their field randomly nuked by half rounded down, and then you can decide where all the characters get placed back on the stage.
Hang on.
This card makes me happy just because you can tell, like, when they were, you know, sitting there at Bushy Road HQ drafting these cards up, you could tell they were like, there was some amount of love for the source material here. Now, whether or not that love transfers to being an actual good card, I'm gonna have to say no. Only getting a random half of your opponent's field is pretty unfortunate. The really good thing about this card is that you get to choose where stuff comes back. So, you know, if your opponent's got like a level 3 that you just can't kill, you know, they throw that in the back row and then they reveal their 2 back rows, level 0s, you just chuck those in the front and run over them. But you have no way of knowing what you're going to get back when you play this. And it does still cost the 2 stock. It's really cute and I love the effect and it's awesome flavor, but it's just a 1 for me because it's so, you know, unpredictable. And
I know this can snap.
1 for effect,
I don't know
5
how.
for flavor.
Yeah, 5 fingers, you know, 5 Thanos fingers for
5
flavor.
Thanos fingers right here. Give it a 5.
Yeah, 5 out of...
How does this thing snap?
5 out of 25.
Okay, as Jason finishes that, we'll finish up with Fred. Alright, starting blue. 1-0 Hawkeye. Auto, when this is placed on stage from hand, this turn this gains 1500 power, so 6k on play. When it attacks, Climax combo, if you have the Pants TX in your Climax area and you have 2 more other Marvel characters, reveal the top card of your deck. If that card is a Marvel character, add it to hand. Choose one of your opponent's cost 0 lower characters in the back row, send it to Waiting Room.
This is bad. I think. Like honestly, I think for a double R, this is kind of stinky because it's like the Assault Lily one, but just worse.
Without the support.
Yeah, with no
The
support
Assault Lily
and
one...
well, cost 0 is really upsetting.
Well, I mean, sure, but they didn't have any way to kill level 1-0 back rows for whenever those appear.
Yeah, but this is also only in the back row, right? So like,
this does only kill back row. Yeah, so this is just even worse. So the Yuja in Assault Lily had a lot of like support around it, where they tried to like help it so that card can basically just kill anything. But this guy is a lot more restricted in what he can kill. He does get a better, you know, he has better selection off the top. He hits on more things.
It's the exact same card, isn't it?
No,
oh,
usually only hits one or higher. Yeah.
You're
So
right,
this card this card gets any character.
It will plus more on average.
There's a pants support in the set, so like, you know, you can build your 8 pants deck, I guess.
Woo.
It's probably just a 2 though. I'd play Thor, Hulk, or Iron Man before I'd play this card.
Smooch. Alright.
Very smooch.
3-2 Captain America. When this is placed on the stage from hand, you may heal 1. Climax combo. When a Pants CX is placed in your climax area, if this is in your front row and you form more other Marvel characters, this turn all of your other characters gain the following ability. When this card attacks, you can pay 1 if you do, deal 1 damage to your opponent.
So for 10 stock, this is triple Coquechino.
Without the hand cost.
For anything less than 10 stock, it is like pretty significantly worse than Coquechino, I think.
Well, hang on, wait a minute.
You just lose a couple burns, that's all.
Every copy of this card that you play is identical to a single copy of Coquechino.
Oh, right, it just spread out more, right?
Right,
your burns are different. It'd be 1-3, 1-3, 1-1-3.
So like playing like 2 of this along with like a Thanos or something, it's not like you're missing out on like an insane amount of burns.
That's just like infinite stock.
At least on the plus side
No,
is...
I don't mean paying the cost on the Thanos. I mean just playing him to do like the stock swap or something.
Yeah.
At least on the plus side of this, if you are low in stock, I mean, it's not worse. It's just like a pay 1, burn 1. You lose 1 burn for every stock less than 10 that you have. But it's not like Coquechino where if you don't have the full stock threshold, you just get 0 burns in total.
That's true. You can get like half Coquechinos on this card.
Oh yeah, true. I mean, it's just very upsetting. I mean, it's still always gonna be kind of expensive to at least get to even like afford all the burns though, right? Like if you play double Captain America and a dude, you need what, 8 stock? Right, because
it depends. Is a dude a 2-soul body or is a dude just a...
No. We're playing 3 2-soul bodies. Just 2 of them being Captain America. It'd be 8, right? Because you need to go into attack phase with 2. Yeah.
I'm
pretty sure that's right.
Putting this card on a restander is actually the same amount of stock as just playing 3 copies of this card.
Yeah.
So you're not like
you get an extra attack.
It is more damage, but it's not like you're saving like a significant amount of resources by doing that.
Isn't it more expensive because you'd want a Hawkeye again? Because you can't burn. You can't burn this. You can't even full burn the second time.
Wait, you can burn. I think it's the second time. What do you mean?
It's 11 stock, right? Then
for
2 of this.
It's more extra stock.
I did a whole math. It's 10 stock.
For 2 of this in a Hawkeye?
Yes, for 2 of this in Hawkeye, it's 10 stock.
And getting all the burns out of it?
Yes, it's only 10 because Hawkeye's only pay 1, discard 2.
Okay. You do have like a good way, I think, to kind of offset the cost of this card with an event that we'll see at the very end of the set review. So that helps a little bit with this. I do think this card is really good though. I just think it's, you know, not the broken top end we were hoping to see after we saw that Iron Man level 1. I'm still gonna give this card a 4 though. It's a healer. It's on a good trigger. Helps you recur Iron Man, and it does do you know, a good amount of instances of 1 at level 3.
It is also probably just your best top end.
It is probably just the best top end in Marvel.
Okay, sounds good.
Alright, 0-0 Hawkeye. When this is placed on stage from hand, reveal top card of your deck. That's a Marvel character. Choose one of your characters, gains 2k power. Then act, you can discard 1, send it to the waiting room, then salvage 1 Marvel character.
Well, you already expressed that you did not like it before, right, Alex? So, I mean, I like this second effect personally, but
I think it's good with clean cut. I do think this is like good with clean cut because you can like get the power and then cash this in later for like anything you want. I just don't like that.
It doesn't do enough.
Say here. It doesn't do any. Yeah, it's just a power pump and then it's a neg to salvage anything. I don't think that you're like hard pressed for like selective salvage, and you have other power pumps in the set. It's not speaking to me, you know.
Alright.
I give it a 2 though because I don't think it's terrible or anything. It's just not what I want personally.
Alright, 0-0 Falcon. This is a cool one. When this card is placed on stage from hand, you may pay 1 to clock yourself 1. If you do, search your deck for up to 1 cost 0 Marvel character whose level is equal to or lower than your level. Place it on the stage in the front row leftmost slot for flavor reasons. Shuffle your deck afterwards. So it's on-play Spawn Ricky, people call it. And when it's placed on stage from hand, you may pay 1, discard 1 climax. If you do, choose 1 climax in your main room, add to hand.
This card's really good. I think climax swappers tend to either be like no value until they're relevant, or and like same thing with spawn rookies. Spawn rookies tend to only be value in the beginning. This is cracked otherwise though. This is both. This is relevant both in the early game and mid game, like throughout the game, which I think is really, really strong.
Yeah, this card is really good. It's you can look at it. You can look at this card from all kinds of angles. You can play this as your main clock plus at level 1. You can play this as a climax swapper that happens to just have a pay 1 plus on it. That's kind of how I've been approaching it when I've been deck building. Is I've been playing 2 to 3 copies of this in most decks, just as a climax swapper that happens to also be able to spawn things. You know, it's not my main game plan at level 0, but when you can go for it and you see a good opportunity to summon something good out, like, you know, maybe you want to stop your opponent's runner, maybe you just want to like plus into your brainstorm early on. If you hit level 1, you can summon your Iron Man with it, and then possibly even swap into the correct climax for Iron Man. And then Iron Man can bounce this card back and climax swap again, summon another Iron Man, you know. I think this card is a 4. I think it's one of the best climax swappers we've ever seen.
Okay, but the superstar climax swappers also have like cracked.
Oh, that card's
Which
so
one?
good.
Which one was that?
It kills your opponent's characters if they only have 1 character.
Yeah,
Yes, card's good.
Right. Next, 0-0 Scarlet Witch. The other character in the front row center slot gets 1500 power. Act. Discard 2 cards, rest this, look at the top 6 cards of your deck, use up to 3 cards from among them, send them to a waiting room, and then put the rest back on top of your deck in any order.
I cannot believe this card is a rare.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I think the Doctor Strange that went along with this was a rare also, actually.
Yeah.
Minor note, the first effect only applies to Marvel trait characters. It's not just any character in the center slot gets 1500.
Is it?
Yeah, it is Marvel
Yeah.
characters.
Oh, XD.
This card is probably sick in standard though.
I
I'd give it
don't even think the Doctor Strange loop deck even plays this.
Yeah, they don't.
Okay, either way, I was gonna rate it a 1, unfortunately.
Okay.
So, Ragnarok 64. So what they're trying to get you to do is they're trying to get you to like use this card to like thin out your deck so that you have 8 climaxes left, so that you can summon Doctor Strange and win the game. But this doesn't like do enough to actually help that. And what happens if you hit 4? What happens if you hit 4 climaxes with this card? You're forced to get. You're forced to get rid of 1. No, you choose 3 cards, Jason.
No. You choose up to 3. You choose up to 3 to keep. Up to 3 to get rid of. I mean.
No,
you can keep all 6.
No,
it choose 3 cards from among them. Oh, it's choose 3. I bet he said you. Sorry, Kevin said up to 3.
Oh, so Kevin's just a filthy liar.
Look up to 6. Look
Yeah,
up to
so
6.
you said look it up to 6. You said choose up to 3.
Did I say choose up
Not
to
even-
3?
Not even getting into the cost of this card, which is awful.
Yeah, discard 2, neg 2 to
Yeah,
fix your deck.
yeah. This is not a good card. This is a 1.
Yeah, feels bad, man. And then there's another Scarlet Witch card though that's much better, I think.
Okay.
0-0 Wasp. When this card is placed on stage from hand, mill 2. If you mill climax, you may discard 1. If you do, choose a character in your waiting room, add to hand. When it's placed on stage from hand, you may discard a climax. If you do, choose 1 Marvel character in your waiting room, add to hand.
This card is probably pretty okay. I mean, Ditch 6 salvage is always good. Having like an extra hand fixie effect is pretty sick too.
Yeah,
Mandatory
it's
mill
like,
smudge though, but I mean,
It's like a fine ditch CX salvage. The mandatory mill, I agree, is pretty rough, but it even has like the possibility of you mill a climax, and now you don't have to give up a climax in hand if you don't want to. You can just get rid of anything. Grab whatever character you want. Double hand fix is cool. Set has good pants. Seems good to me. I give it a 2 though. It's still gonna be just a tech card, like 1 to 2 copies in a deck.
Alright. 1. Ant-Man. During your turn, if it's another Marvel character, this gains 1k power and the following ability. When it attacks, if the level the character crosses is 2, this turn this gains 6k power, so it swings for 11k against level 2s. At the start of your attack phase until the end of your opponent's next turn, you may have this card get minus 3/5 power. If you do, until the end of your opponent's turn, this gains 1 soul in the following ability. When this is reversed, if the battle opponent's cost 0 or lower, you may send that character to the bottom of your opponent's deck.
I think this card's actually really cool.
I think this card's sick.
Yeah. I like the other Ant-Man we'll talk about more, but I think this card is very, very cool.
Yeah. I think this is a great choice as like an auxiliary level 1, where either it beats over big stuff as like a standby level 2 killer, or you just turn it into a 2-soul bomb. And I mean, sets like Grisaya have made great use out of their 2-soul bombs. The cost part is a little rough, like kind of what we talked about on Mantis, but this card's extra text I think more than makes up for that. I give this card a 3, you know? It's a really strong card that you could put in any deck that's playing blue and not feel bad about.
Yeah, I even just played this in Iron Man level 1.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. In my current list for Iron Man and Captain America, I have this card I think is a 2 of.
Yeah, if you can get like a free lane, you swing for 2, bounce back, swing for 2 again. Or you just loop level 2 beaters. Alright, 1-0, Winter Soldier. And when this attacks, if you have another Marvel character, this turn this gains +1 level and +1000 power, so it becomes a 2-0-5-5. When it attacks, choose one of your other Marvel characters. This turn it gains +X power and X equal to the number of your other Marvel characters times 500, so it's a Shimikai.
It's like it's the Futaba. It's literally the Futaba from Bunny Girl. I mean, it's all play in that deck, but that's also what 2-3 years ago now. So I don't know. I think like we've hit a yeah, it has been so long when you think about it. But I think we've hit a level of our Shimakais are just better than that. So this seems very okay.
Yeah, you've got other power pumps. I don't see myself wanting to play this, and I don't think any deck. It is a Shimakai. If you want Shimakai, you know if you need it.
Sir?
Give it a 2, I guess. It's an okay power pump to play if you're playing blue.
2-1, Captain America. When it's placed on stage from hand, you may pay the cost by paying 1, discarding 1. If you do, free fresh, shuffle all cards from your room back into your deck. When it attacks at the level of the character crosses level 3 or higher, this gains 6k power, so you swing for 12-5. When this is sent from stage to wing room, you choose one of your character with Falcon in his name. It does not have a marker underneath it. You may put this card underneath it face up as a marker for flavor reasons.
Yeah, I mean, this card's probably pretty okay. You know, it's a free fresh with like extra utility. It lets you compress a card with a Falcon if you play your spawner key. I don't remember if there's any other Falcon cards. I think there's at least one more.
Yeah, I was looking. I was looking at this as a level 3 killer with extra utility.
Free fresh with extra utility.
Either way, I think this is a really good card. Pay 1, ditch 1, free fresh. Not the worst condition we've ever seen. Usually it's ditch 1 to free fresh both players. I hope it's not losing any power for that last effect, because it's not really doing anything for the card here.
I hope not.
It's a Captain America name for a card that we're going to see later. And it kills level 3s and it free freshes your deck. It's just like a really solid level 2 option. Put 1 to 2 of it in your deck if you're playing blue. I'd give this card honestly, I think I'd give this card a 4, because free fresh is a really strong effect. And then having a free fresh that beats over pretty much any level 3 at level 2 is going to be
Pretty
excellent.
Nice.
Yeah.
Alright, next we have 0-0 Nick Fury. All your other Marvel character gets 500 power. And then when your character's trigger checks reveals a deck, you may discard one card. If you do, just look up the top 2 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 card from among them, add to hand, and send the rest to waiting room.
This card's okay. If you want to play 8 pants, I think this seems cool.
That's what it.
Yep, you play it with 8 pants, and then nothing else. Unfortunately, the pants level 1 combos in the set are both pretty bad. And I don't think that this filter is very strong. Like, Ilya stopped playing this card. I think, Jason, you play a lot of pants, stock, soul, Sao. Do you play this card in there?
I do. I currently
that's a different reason.
Because it's the Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah, because of what the Yu-Gi-Oh does. Not for the pants support effect. It's
okay, so yeah. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think this card is like very good in the set. I don't think the effect is very good to begin with, and I especially don't think it's like good in this set. Unfortunately I'd probably just give this a 1 because I don't even know if I'd want to play this in 8 pants.
Ouch. Alright, next 0-0 Ant-Man. When this is placed on the stage from hand, one has 1 or less other characters in the front row. Choose 1 positive or lower character in your opponent's front row. You may send it to the bottom of your opponent's deck. At the start of your opponent's draw phase, reveal the top card of your deck. If that card is level 1 or higher, you may return this to hand. Coin flip.
Coin flip. This is the Nijigasaki coin flip. This card is played as a 2 of in most Nijigasaki decks.
It's like a 3 of.
3 of now? Sure, even better. I think this effect is really strong. And it may be a little worse with Kage getting nerfed, but probably not. I think it's still probably like relevant.
What do you mean, Jason? This card answers your opponent's Spider-Man.
Oh fuck, you gotta play it. You can't not play it.
Ant-Man.
Oh shit, gotta edit your meme.
Yeah.
This dodges Spider-Man's anti-run too.
We gotta dodge the mirror. We can't cope.
It does dodge Spider-Man's anti-run. This card's actually really good. It's a coin flip with a good effect on it. On play.
True.
That's the kind of coin flips those are the kind of coin flips we like to see.
Those are the only times we like coin flips.
Those are the only times we like coin flips. When they have a good effect stapled on them. It's a sometimes plus, and it's a sometimes kill your opponent's guy. I'd still just give it a 3 though. I'm a little iffy on coin flips, and I'm wondering what's gonna happen with runners after Kage is dead.
All right.
I think they're still really good right now, personally. But
1-0.
we'll see.
Sure.
Captain America 2K backup.
This is a 2K counter. So, real quick, because it's a 2K counter and this card's whatever, the effect has been very played recently because and right now every set's playing runners, mostly because it was out of fear of Kaguya free farming you. But I think even then people are probably really cozy. There's a lot of really good runners in the game right now, like Mushoku, etc., etc.
I'll just clean cut too.
Yeah, even all that stuff like that. Like it gives you an out to cards for free, and it makes it so that you can out their turn 1 pluses that you normally couldn't without actually committing a lot. So you don't have to play a lot of it. It's just a card you play it when it's good, and it's not really taking up a lot of space in your deck to do so either.
Plus, the previous card it bottom decked, right? Instead of just sending to waiting room.
No, so all of them bottom deck except for
Mushoku.
Rudeus.
Oh, okay.
And some
Yeah, it's actually more
ones.
common for them to bottom deck.
Okay, so what I was gonna say is not a real thing. We like to bottom deck stuff. We don't want to put things away.
All right, 2K counter. It gets a 2, right?
2K count two for 2K. Yep. Not
for
it.
2K.
You know if you need it. You want this instead of Leafa, go for it.
1-0 Wasp. If you have another Marvel character, this gains 1/5 power, so she's 5/5 cross turn. At the start of your attack phase until the end of your opponent's next turn, you may have this card gets -4K power. If you do this turn, this gains 1+1 soul, and the following ability: when it attacks, choose one of your character. This turn it gains 3K power.
I think this card is just worse than the Ant-Man.
Do you think this is better?
Really need that reverse.
Do you think this is better or worse than the Winter Soldier?
I'd rather play this than Winter Soldier.
Yeah, I'd give this card a 2. It is at least like a good amount of power,
And it's
and it can side for like a decent amount without like, yeah.
All right, 1-0 Scarlet Witch. When it's placed on stage from hand, you may discard one. If you do, choose one of your opponent's level 1 or higher character. Your opponent chooses one level X or lower character from the waiting room and swaps 2 characters. X is equal to the level of the characters chosen by you minus 1.
The foil for this card is so much nicer than this card. Holy moly. But this is the Bofree level down effect. I think this card is really good. I think this was really good in Bofree, and Bofree is like a pretty below average set in my opinion. So, yeah, I think a better set can definitely utilize this better.
I didn't actually put this in any of my decks while I was building.
Yeah,
that might have been a mistake, but it also might just be that Marvel has like good enough other cards that you don't need to play this. It is a strong card. I feel like the Spider-Man and the Captain America are already taking care of a lot of the problems that this card would be answering. I guess I'd give it a 3 because it's either going to be pretty good in certain matchups, or it's just going to be completely outclassed by those other cards I just mentioned.
I think this is good if you see a lot of Mushoku at your locals, because you know, let you abuse those decks that don't have natural Encore.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, you're killing Galanes and stuff. Yeah, for sure.
2-1 Venom. Anti-change backup. You sack 1. Pay 2, sack a character to get review.
Good counter.
Early play.
Good counter.
Yeah, it's a good counter. You sack counter, you kill your opponent's character. It's got Venom on it. Venom looks really cool. Give this card a 2. You play this card if you want to play anti-change.
Yeah.
2-1 Falcon.
That's another one.
When this card is placed on stage from hand, you can discard 1 Marvel character. If you do, choose 2-1 Winter Soldier, picture below from your waiting room, place it on stage in any slot. When it attacks, you get another 2-1 Winter Soldier. This turn, this gains 6k power, so it swings at 12k.
What do you think about this card, Alex?
I like that you get 2 big bodies for 1 stock, but like I think you just have better things to be doing in the set. This is like cute and all, like they got a little bromance thing going on, but I think I'm probably just gonna give both of these cards 1s because you have way better things to be doing at level 2 than like messing around with this stuff.
All right, 2-1 Winter Soldier. If you another 2-1 Falcon picture below, this gains 4k power, so it's 10k cross turn. At the start of your opponent's attack phase, you may choose your 2-1 Falcon characters pictured below and discard. You may stand them and swap them. And it's a 1, as you said.
Alright.
Alright. 3-2 Hawkeye. When his attacks this turn, this gains plus X power. X equal to the number of your other Marvel characters times 500. So if full board, he swings at 12k. This ability activates up to once per turn. During the turn this was placed on stage from hand, you may pay 1. Discard 2 Marvel characters. When this card's battle opponent is reversed, if you do, stand this card. It's the restander.
Damn, this card gets huge on its second attack.
Oh shit! But it doesn't matter because he's already killed something on the first one. I guess if you tied on the first attack.
What if they have what if their center slot's the Hulk, or the lane is the Hulk?
What?
And then it comes back. What if it's the 2/2 Hulk, dude? And then it comes back.
Okay. Yeah.
Holy shit!
If you play your 2/2 Hulk, you get...
Oh, that's sick. Yeah, this card is awesome against zombies, dude.
Yeah, dude. Cracked.
In actuality, I think this card's really good. It's a decent rate for a restand. It works really nicely with that Captain America. It does work against Kimono and Charlotte sometimes. And he's big, and he's blue, and we're playing blue cards because Captain America's good.
For that really cool card we'll talk about soon.
It's a really sick off finisher that works with your good finisher.
And
I'd give this card a... It is an uncommon. A 3? A 4? A 3? Probably just a 3. It's not winning games on its own or anything. But it is a really good off finisher.
All right.
Good emote.
Can you translate my cards while you
He wants Kevin to do card of the day.
Oh. I'll do it for you, Chad. Hit me up.
Alright, 0-0 Vulture. When this attacks, choose one card in your opponent's clock. You may send it to waiting room. If you do, your opponent puts one card from the top of their deck into clock. And then pay 1 at the start of your opponent's attack phase. You may pay a cost. If you do, move this to an open position in your back row.
This card might not be as bad as it reads, but I don't particularly like back row runners. I don't know. What do you think about back row runners, Alex? I like this card, I guess.
So you definitely have better pay 1 pluses at 0. And I don't think that, the snipe caused him a clock effect actually does anything relevant most of the time. Sometimes you're gonna, hit your opponent's gonna be at like 0-6 and you're gonna hit their only red card at a clock right before they hit level 1. Or you're gonna hit a climax into their clock at level 2 or something. But I think majority of the time that effect doesn't actually do anything. You have a way better runner, and then you have a way better pay 1 plus in the Falcon. So I just don't see this card ever really being like something that you'd want to play for. Honestly, I'd probably just give this a 1 because I don't see it ever winning slot over any of those other cards I mentioned.
Alright. 0-0 Nick Fury. 0 Nick Fury. Auto at the start of your climax phase, choose one of your Marvel characters. This turn gains 500 power. Pay 1, rest 2 characters, mill 2. Then choose up to 1 level extra lower Marvel character from your wing room. At the hand, X is equal to the sum of the levels of the cards milled by this effect.
Wow. On Act Tobacco. More Axe.
You don't have the stock gen to make this significantly better than just brainstorming.
Yeah. We haven't seen any stock characters, right?
Just the Drax.
Yeah.
Who only works with wins.
Wins.
Yeah. This card is fine, but a brainstorm will be better most of the time. I guess it gets a 2 because it is a selective salvage that doesn't require you to hit a climax. But rest 2 is cringe, and 500 is not a whole lot of extra power.
True.
What was this? 2?
2.
Alright. 0-0 Venom. All your opponent's character gets auto Encore 2. And this has Encore. Send one of your Marvel characters from your stage to the top of your clock.
What, are you thinking a 1, Jason?
I'm thinking something. It's not a high number.
Yeah, it's a number less than 2 for sure. Which is funny because he gives Encore 2.
Okay.
That effect. Okay, that first effect's pretty much blank text. So this is just a 35 with a really shitty Encore. And I think you have better oversizes to be playing than this. So I'd give this a 1.
What it is. Next, 1-0 Captain America. Once it attacks, if you have another Marvel character, this turn is gains 3k power, so it swings at 7k. Climax combo. Start your Encore step if you have the Pants CX in your Climax area and the front row, and you have another Marvel character until the end of your opponent's next turn. This gains the following ability. This cannot be reversed.
Sick. It's like Obero, but
it's like Obero, dude.
But it plays around Mjolnir.
It's like Obero, except you can't replace it with better cards on your next turn without nagging.
But it plays around the opponent playing Mjolnir.
Oh god, this is definitely worse than the Hawkeye level 1 combo, right? Probably. It's probably worse than the Hawkeye, right?
Probably.
Yeah, this is a 1. This card is not good.
But it has the namesake.
It does have Captain America in name, but
I meant 3
Avengers.
other.
It does have Avengers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some weird non-Euclidean geometry going on in that background of that card.
Alright, 1-0
Yo,
Carnage!
He just got a movie.
I forgot he got a card.
If this has a marker underneath it for each other Marvel characters, this gains 1k power, so full board he's 8k. When this is placed on stage from hand, choose one of the other characters. You may put it underneath this card face down as a marker.
I can't believe they made a card better than the Coronet PR. How could they do this to me?
Is this better than the Coronet?
Yeah, because if this can convert a shitty plus into an AK.
Yeah, it can eat up the Captain America.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Oh, sick.
personally, I'm not a fan of all of these like neg to get a big guy cards. I just give this a 1.
Shout out to all of my Vor homies.
Unfortunate, dude.
2/2 Hawkeye for each of your other
Oh
back
God,
row
that
Marvel
face.
characters. This game's
Yeah.
2k power, so double back row.
He's beat.
He's 11k.
Dude, we get to play this card instead of the Hulk.
I think, yeah, but the Hulk's bigger. The Hulk is Encore.
Encore. Okay.
He is Encore. What, Jason? Your Hulk dies and clocks himself, and you play the Carnage, and the Carnage sucks up the Hulk.
Oh, nice. I'm so happy.
Oh my God, it's been
Carnage is
fixed.
broken, dude.
You play this or you play the Hulk. If your Hulk is getting answered every game, I think you probably just switch to this instead.
If everybody's bullying your Hulk with the
yeah.
fucking Spider-Man.
If your Hulk is clocking you more than 2 times a game, you switch to this card, I think. Or you play better, one or the other.
Or you play better.
I just give this card a 2. It's just
Right,
a
just go back. You just
standby
don't play
target.
Standby Marvel.
3/3.
Oh,
Avengers
this card's
Assemble.
good!
If you do not have a character of Captain America's in the name, you cannot play this from hand. Search your deck for up to 2 Marvel characters, show them to your opponent, add them to hand. Choose up to 2 Marvel characters in your hand, whose level is equal to or lower than your level, place them on a stage in separate slots. Shuffle your deck afterwards.
This card's good.
This card's really
This card's
good.
very strong. Very good synergy with the Captain America. Makes it so you can actually play that level 1 Captain America and not care about your sculpting, because you just have to find the event.
Yeah. Yep, so this card triggers off of 3 like pretty good cards that I think you'd be playing in like the standard Marvel deck, which are the Chieri, the
level
Free
1
Fresh
combo.
level 3 killer. Not the level 1 combo. You're not playing the level 1 combo. And the level 3 combo. Dude, you get a selective search too. You don't even have to play the cards you search. You can like search counters and shit, and then just play Captain America's from your hand.
Where's my
Like you were
tap
trying to-
counter?
Oh god, tap counter in this set would have been so good along with something like this. I actually would play Iron Man armor still because it is still better at level 2. This does set you up really nicely though at level 3. You play a single Captain America down, you get your heal, you play this, you search either 2 more Captain Americas, or you search for your Thanos, or you search for your Hawkeye.
Whatever you want. I love
Dude,
this deck, man.
anything,
It
dude.
can go
This
whatever
card
it
is...
want.
Dude, you just play this card down, you start hitting your opponent with the
It also
Iron Man
procs
Infinite.
procs the effects from hand too. Which is
Yeah,
really cool,
since
so
it's
you get
not
your heals.
summoning from them from deck, it's adding them to hand and then playing them. You're still getting your heals, your cantrips, your stock swaps.
This card's
You're
strong.
on. Yeah, this card's
Good
really good.
restand.
I'd give this card a 4 just because it's synergizing so nicely with like what I think is the premier top end of this set.
Nice, nice.
I just love that you don't get punished for sculpting with this. It's so nice.
All right, and we're gonna go
Not sculpting.
straight into box promos because it's only 4
not
of
too
them.
many.
Just 4,
Yeah.
so 4 cards, and then we're done here. 1/1 Thor, level assist to Marvel characters and place on stage from hand. Look at the top 2 cards of your deck. Choose up to 1 card from among them, add to hand, and send the rest to waiting room. Then discard 1 card.
This card is I mean this would be better if it was a costless. I like that effect on costless cards.
Look up 2 cards, choose 1, add to hand. Oh, yeah. This is not as good as like say the Amelia from.
Yeah, exactly. The
RC.
Amelia, the Asuna Kirito, etc.
Yeah. I think you have better assists too.
Agreed.
It is still Dig 2. I guess I'd give this a 2 because I don't think it's like the worst thing in the world, but you definitely have better options.
Okay. 0/0 Spider-Man. Auto. When this is front attack, you may pay 1. If you do, choose one of your opponent's characters. This turn gets -1 level, and it's a level 0 reverse bomb.
I'm one of my locals is asking about this card. I don't think I like it very much. I really don't like red bombs. Like, I
This
just
card's
don't think
funny.
they matter.
It's
Again,
like it's like
It gets
the
me Shoku.
reverse of the 1/1 Spider-Man.
Good against Mushoku again.
It is good against Mushoku. You bomb their Eris with this shitty 1500 power Spider-Man.
Only
But
if you
I think that's about it.
Only if you attack into this 1/1 Eris.
What do you mean?
do you mean?
It's when this front attacks.
Oh wait, it is when this.
Yeah.
Kevin,
So
you're
you just-
high.
I am high.
You know, you can pay 1 to answer their Eris, which I mean is like basically dodging it at 0, which is probably good enough, honestly. It's like if you're really scared of Mushoku, like really scared, I'd probably play this over the level down. Probably.
Yeah, it does have like that really niche application against Mushoku. So I guess I'd give this card a 2. Just because it's
Yeah.
not like completely useless. And it's really cute against standby decks without Encore.
Literally Mushoku.
Yeah, literally Mushoku.
1/0 Iron Man. If it's a marker on this gains 2k power, so 6/5.
It's okay, John. I don't want to out you.
When this is placed on stage from hand, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a Marvel character or the Iron Man armor event, you may put it underneath this card face down as a marker.
I'm pretty sure you'd rather just play. If you wanted to play a 1/0 auxiliary red card, you would just play Vision.
Yeah, I agree. I think I'd just give this card a 1, fortunately. 65 isn't even really oversized power. Like, just about any deck can beat over that at any point in the game, except for 0. Yeah. Sorry, Iron Man, this wasn't your card.
3/2 Captain America. Assist 2k. When this is placed on stage from hand, draw 2, discard 1. Act, rest this. Look at the top 2 cards of your deck, put them back on top in any order.
This card is actually pretty good. I think this is
Yeah.
like a really good card for standby.
I agree. I think this card's like really solid to play in standby. Slime was playing something pretty similar for a while with the Shuna. Man, if only that first effect, if only it just had like a little bit more spice on there. Like if it was 2k assist and no backups or something, I think that would elevate this card to being like super good.
Yeah.
Just as it stands though, I think it's still a 3. It's still like a good card that you could like play in a standby deck, but it doesn't really go anywhere besides there. Well, I guess you could play this in any deck. It does satisfy the Captain America name too. So yeah, I'd be pretty confident giving this card a 3.
Alright, and that is all for Marvel. Woo!
Really cool set.
Alright, to
Yeah.
end it off,
Yeah.
what do you rate the set as a whole?
As a whole, man, I think that some cards being as strong as they are, carrying the entire set, I think I would honestly give Marvel a 5. Oh yeah, let's go. I think that Iron Man level 1 is like is like 2 points by itself.
I think this 8-win deck would be pretty broken.
Yeah, 8 wins is gonna be a strong.
Almost as strong as
meta.
the only thing that comes close to it is the 8-2 soul deck.
OPM, what the fuck?
Alright.
Yeah.
Thanks again
Marvel's
to our
very cool.
sponsor, Nova TCG, for letting us do this. Thanks again to Weiss Tea Time for getting us the slides to do this. Thank you to Jason for being here, as always. Not as always, because this guy actually flakes quite often.
I can't help it.
Thank
People coming to visit. I can't do anything.
you for Paru for joining us today. And
Door pants, Matt, for sure. Yeah.
And Paru, this is your stage. You can give out any shout outs or any comments you want to make right now.
So I would like to give a shout out to weissfight.net, which is an online Weiss simulator that you can play right in your browser. You
Play
build
Marvel
decks
right now.
on. You can literally go on Weiss Fight right now and play Spider-Man waifu deck mirror matches with your homies. All you have to do is make it on Encore decks, load it in there, and then you're playing. If you've ever played on Dueling Network or Dueling Book, it's really similar to those with like the automated sense. The developer is like really passionate about it. He does it out of just a love for the game. The Discord for the game is it's not super active, but anytime you post on there, the developer will almost always respond. He's really open to feedback, and Weiss Fight I think is one of the coolest ways to play the game without actually physically owning the cards. I definitely prefer it over Tabletop Simulator.
Agreed.
And then secondly, shout outs to PGH Weiss Schwarz. I watch all their videos, even the ones that I'm in.
That's really cringe. That's really cringe. Don't admit that.
So I mean, you're gonna watch this
like
video,
this-
right? When it comes on YouTube later.
No, I didn't
No,
say I
we're
watched
not
Strictly
PGH
Broken's
Weiss.
videos. Yeah.
What the hell? What? You're off the show.
Dude.
I'm taking you
What?
right now.
What?
You can't
You're
do
done.
that.
Goodbye. All right, your shoutouts are over. You're done, kiddo. All right.
Goodbye, everybody.